Okay, can you guys hear that now? Sorry about that. Okay, sorry about that. Good evening, everybody. It's David Schlotthauer here on this Saturday. I hope you guys had a great Saturday. Not so much with me. Did not feel good at all earlier. I actually threw up earlier today. Once, luckily, it was not twice, but threw up once. It was not the greatest thing at all. I am feeling a little better enough to where I could stream, but I am still not 100% at all, and I'll probably be cutting this to a short stream, maybe an hour or so, at least feeling like I did not cover anything. So I'm glad I'm here doing this at least for an hour or so, maybe a little longer. It just depends on how I feel in an hour from now. But I will have to end this at least by about 10:30 or 11 o'clock because I have church in the morning and I have to be at church at like 7:30 in the morning, which means I have to be up at around 6 in the morning. So yeah, it's going to be another early riser for me like it was this morning. So we are tracking severe weather right now across Mississippi into Alabama, where we do have 4 tornado warnings that are in progress. And actually, when I woke up about an hour ago and I was looking at all the storm reports, we haven't had a tornado report yet, which is quite surprising given that there was an enhanced risk of severe weather. Now, the funny thing about this is that if you remember my discussion the night before, I only said it's not going to be a huge tornado thing. It's not really a big one so far at all at the moment, and it's just because of the convective nature in this. We have a squall line, and once in a while we do get these little kinks within the line. We have one going over now Vienna in Alabama, just crossing into Alabama at the moment. And when you get these squall lines like this, you tend to not get prolific tornadoes. Those are found with supercells out ahead of the storm. We're not even seeing supercells out ahead of the storm at all. And it's just within this line is where we're seeing the best tornado chances at the moment. So Russellville right now, getting some good rain. There is a tornado warning in effect for your area over the next 28 to 30 minutes. So again, if you are under this tornado warning and you're watching this stream, you need to be taking shelter right now. If you're in Phil Campbell, please take shelter. If you're in Hackleburg, where we do have a storm chaser, Brad Arnold is out in this right now, getting some good rain for him, but he is still off to the east away from that line yet. But that line is going to come to him. And that tornado warning is in effect for the next 27 minutes. All right. And then really down here is where we do have the majority of our local storm chasers. If I had the money, if I was able to pay these people for a severe weather event, we would be able to use these in my stream. In Philadelphia, though, that's in Mississippi. In Mississippi, that's where we do have some good conditions right now, but the heaviest rainfall is off to your west. And if we actually look at this live camera right now, we could actually see that, yeah, it's dry. It rained pretty good earlier, but you're not done with the rain. There is going to be more rain coming in the next 30 or so minutes. That line, yeah, and you can even see it out there in the distance, that line of heavy rainfall. We're going to be using this camera quite frequently, and to keep an eye on that, because, yeah, lightning did illuminate that shelf cloud out in the distance, and this is coming towards the camera as we speak. Hey, Jenny. Hey, everybody. Hey, Terry. Hey, Logos and Lifestyle. How are you doing, everyone? CEJS. Hope you're doing great. Looks like is our camera up? Did our camera go out? Looks like it did. Yep. Looks like we lost our camera there. Yep. Finally went out. I guess the power knocked it out. So, yeah, it goes to show you how strong this line of storms are. And this is headed towards Philadelphia, Union, Decatur at the moment. And yeah, we have storm chasers out here on this. I wish I could view their streams, but because I don't want to get copyrighted, right? I do want to avoid using their cameras in the stream. However, we do have storms down here in Columbia, Mississippi, where we do have some convective activity. Nothing too significant at the moment. Just some super semi-discrete, messy look to storms that are going on. And then we have a good rogue line of heavy rainfall and some damaging winds perhaps with that. That's what we have. But this line is really the focus point of anything. And right now, Decatur and Union and Mississippi, that's where we have that line of really, really heavy rainfall that's coming in. What's up, Nick Browning? Jenny again. Are they headed for Ohio? These storms are not headed for Ohio because in Ohio, you're on the colder side of the storm. It's colder up there, so you're not going to see any severe weather in Ohio. Hey, Luca. Hey, Terry. Again. Magic Moon. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, sorry about earlier, you all, that I scheduled this stream and I did it last night, and at the time I wasn't feeling like crap at all. And it just, by the time I got home, I was literally, I got home at like 2:30. I went after I changed the time of the stream, so I scheduled it for 4 o'clock in hopes that I would feel a little bit better. But once I woke up around 3:45, I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm going to vomit. I just feel awful. I didn't have a fever. I think it was just minor food poisoning. And then I'm like, I'm just going to cancel the stream. It's just not going to happen. And, I felt horrible until like about 8:30 or 8:15. That's when I woke up and I was like, I actually feel pretty good. My stomach's not hurting as bad. So I'm like, let's check the severe weather. And I got to thinking that, you know what? I need some content out today on the channel. And I decided, you know what? We'll stream for a little bit instead of not streaming at all. Being the only one out there on YouTube not streaming this severe weather event. So at least I was able to get one in today. Hey, Ralph, how are you doing? Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit better. My stomach does hurt a little bit. Like right now, it hurts a little bit right now. But not as bad as it was earlier. I'll probably go right to bed after this again and just sleep all night. You're very welcome, Luca. What's up, Joseph WX? How are you? But yeah, I'm feeling better. Thanks for your guys' concern and everything. Sometimes health gets in the way of things, Sometimes your stomach, or sometimes my stomach gets like this. And I think it's because I had Black Bear Diner last night, and this is what I think happened. So I had Black Bear Diner last night, and I ordered pancakes. Yes, they do serve pancakes now. I don't know if they serve them at your local restaurant where you are, but last night where I was, they did. And so I ordered pancakes last night, and pancakes looked good. They looked well cooked. Not really well cooked, actually. But when I took a bite, they didn't taste really good. And I'm like, they don't taste very good. They don't taste well cooked. Got to thinking that I kind of dug in with my fork, opened the top layer where, because in layers, some parts of it are cooked, some aren't. So I peeled off the bread on the top, raw pancake batter. Like literally raw pancake batter, like not even dough, liquidy, disgusting and everything. And the bacon that I had wasn't complete. It was very well cooked, but it didn't taste like it was like, really, really, really cooked and everything. So after I ate all of that, that night, oh my goodness, my stomach was so painful. Last night, I only got like an hour of sleep. Like, I did not sleep at all because my stomach was in excruciating pain. And then I was telling myself, I'm just going to wait to see if this kind of goes away throughout the day. Because if it is food poisoning, maybe my body will fight it off. Nope, I threw up once today, and then now now I feel a little nauseated. Yep. Yeah, so yeah, I'm just not feeling 100%, but I will do what I can here for you all to stream this live. Okay, looks like our camera is back. There it is. It's pouring there. It's pouring. No, Pedro, it was not ice cream. No, it was literally pancakes. The chef at Black Bear Diner did not cook them very well. Did not cook them completely. So literally, I had almost completely raw pancakes. It was disgusting. Even the waitress said, "Ooh, that is disgusting." I'm gonna make sure they cook that a lot better. So I think that's what upsetted my stomach last night. Because, I looked online, like, if you have raw pancake batter, it could have salmonella, especially because you have to use eggs to make the batter. And eggs could have most eggs probably have salmonella in it. That's why you have to cook your eggs really well, right? Scramble them and whatnot, right? And so that's what I think happened. My grandma disagrees with me, but I'm telling you, it's my body, my stomach, and I think that's what happened. So I told myself and I told my grandma, I am not even going to eat at Black Bear Diner at all. I'm not going to eat at the restaurant anymore. I almost wanted to sue them because it's like, you made me sick eating at your restaurant. So could be bird flu. Careful, as there is a 50% mortality rate. No, believe me, if I had the bird flu or if I had anything, I would be so nauseated, I would probably be throwing up every 10 or 15 minutes. I only threw up once today, and that was it. And to be specific, it was not a whole lot of discharge, actually. I don't want to make you guys disgusting or make you guys just, gross you guys out, but yeah. That's just how it was. That's why, from now on, if I eat at any restaurant, mainly at Black Bear Diner, if I ever did it again, I would probably not be eating at that restaurant. I would probably eat at a different restaurant. Because that made me pretty upset last night, I'll tell you. Like, you didn't even cook my pancakes all the way. But yeah, glad you guys are here. Even so, I was late to the chase. It's just what happens sometimes, right? Got to take care of your health. Health comes first. And I'm here. I'm here just much later than I thought. Literally, pretty much like 5 hours later. But yeah, it's sure raining here in Tennessee. A lot of flood warnings, by the way. Your immune system is stronger, now stronger. Thank you, Uncoachable. I'm glad I'm a trooper. Yeah, literally, when I felt like this, I'm like, oh man, I did not want to cancel the stream. I did not have my intentions of doing that. But literally, you guys don't even understand how painful, how bad of a stomach ache I actually had. I literally couldn't, I mean, oh, it was bad. It was, yeah. If you guys have had ever a migraine headache, it was a stomach migraine. That's what it was. Mike, I already ate, I had some burritos, and this time, well, of course, they were already cooked. They're just frozen burritos, and I warmed them up in the microwave and really made them so well cooked, I actually burnt one of them. Partially burnt one of them. Ooh, my stomach hurts now. Oh. Kicking in again. Kicking in. Maybe you guys can make me feel better. Yeah, but we're looking at different cameras in Tennessee to see if we get anything. There's a tornado watch up here. All the way up here in Kentucky, actually, there's a tornado watch. Flood warnings and everything. It's just crazy. Craziness to the weather there. And wow. There's PDS flood emergencies going on right now in southern West Virginia. Bluefield getting PDS flooding. Come on, let's work that. There's a blizzard warning. How crazy is that? Interesting. There is actually there's no rain falling there. But yet there is particularly dangerous situation flooding. Bet you that's just from all of the rain and stuff falling upstream, probably that's causing the flooding. But yeah, there is PDS flood warnings going on in southern West Virginia into one of the counties in Virginia there. What is it saying for Savannah, specifically for Georgia, Savannah, Georgia? We'll be looking at that in a second. Got some heavy rainfall, got some severe weather going on. If we go down here into Philadelphia, that's where we have our tornado warning. And this is where it is really, really raining pretty good right now. Could Huntsville, Alabama have some tornadoes? Certainly, there is a potential for tornadoes. But the way this has been performing, and I'll show you guys proof, there has not been one tornado report out of this event. For a 10 sig 4 tornadoes, you would at least think there would be at least 10 or 11 or maybe even 12 tornado reports. There hasn't been one yet. And I kind of knew this the whole time. I'm like, you watch, this thing is not going to pan out. It's just not going to be a big event at all. And it's just because the convective nature in this. This is a squall line. Very messy down here. No discrete supercells really popping off much at all. And that's why. I knew this whole time, though. You watch. This is not going to perform as expected. And we have yet, and I swear you all, and you can even see it on the homepage, we have yet to get our first tornado report. We have had 16 wind damage reports and 12 hail reports. But yet we have to get our first tornado report. Yeah. So that goes to show you just not, yeah. Yeah, no tornado reports, Heidi. No, I'm not going to say this is a bust. We could still see tornado reports theoretically in Alabama tonight, But as it stands now, so far this event has not really panned out from a wind or from a tornado perspective. From a wind damage perspective, yeah, we've seen some scattered reports, including trees down, roofs off of buildings and stuff like that. But not like we have been seeing, which is good. You know, it's better that this underperforms than it overperforms, because it could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse today. You're very welcome, CEJS. Yeah. Do you believe the line is getting stronger or weaker? It's maintaining its strength. I don't think it's getting any stronger. If we look at the radar right now, you can see what it looks. Oops. There we go. So this is what we're seeing right now. And so might be looking like it's weakening a little bit. The rainfall, the intensity has come down a little bit. We're not seeing much in the way of red. I mean, back in here, it was a lot stronger. Like right here, there was more darker reds, more pink colors. And now if we go forward, this is more in the dark orange, light red, which means it has weakened just a little bit, but doesn't mean that we won't see any tornadoes. But yeah, it's mainly straight line wind damage, tornado-like damage. That's why they have the tornado warnings out. And we only have 2 of them right now that are in effect at the very moment. Both of these will, one of these will expire in 8 minutes. And all we're really seeing is winds over 70 miles an hour, 60 to 70 with this. But once this gets into, say, central Montgomery, western portion there of Alabama, that's where we do have the better chances of seeing the more stronger winds. But at as what it stands right now, just kind of like it's just not really it's intense, but not like crazy intense where we're seeing several tornadoes along the line. Oh, nice, David. Might try whole wheat flour for the pancakes. Maybe I'll have to try that next time. But still, it's not good to eat raw pancake batter. Even so, it doesn't have eggs in it. I don't think anybody would enjoy eating pancakes if it's just raw batter, right? Mindy Weeks, you're in central Alabama. It's going to be a while before it gets there, that's for sure. Bet it's nice and warm out there, though. It's like in the 70s. I'm in Texas where we get high winds. You're already on the back side of this, so you're not going to see much in the way of high winds. But yeah, let's go to our models so I can show you all with what we are dealing with. So this is our line of storms. If we go to our 04Z run, this is basically what we are pretty much seeing. Doesn't represent, actually this is pretty accurate. Let's see. Some portions of the line, it's not, because the pink is 62 decibels. So HRRR is overdoing the line a little bit, but it gives us an accurate representation on what we're seeing. So as we go forward in time, this line is going to maintain its intensity as it moves across most of Alabama. But by this time, though, it's going to be 1 in the morning. And like I said, I cannot stay up all night. I have church in the morning. I'm going to be up there singing. And I'm also going to be doing announcements. So I have to be there really early in the morning for that. So, yeah, it's not going to be an all-nighter. And besides, I work tomorrow. So I need all my beauty rest. Thinking about sleeping, should I in Huntsville, Alabama? It's up to you. CE, JS. I'm not going to make that decision. In Huntsville, you're in Huntsville, Alabama. So you're up here. I wouldn't. There are a couple of tornado warnings to your west. So if I were you, probably not the best idea to do that. Because you could have a tornado warning at any time, literally. There's a wind advisory in Georgia. I wonder what that's warranted or how strong the winds are going to be. Oh, gusts up to 40 miles an hour expected. So, yeah, if you're in Huntsville and you are in Huntsville, yeah. I wouldn't be sleeping. If I were in your shoes, I wouldn't be sleeping. Probably a bad mistake to do that. It's 28 degrees here. Howling north wind got some red oak burning in my wood stove. So, really windy, huh? Wait, David Potter, you're in Alaska, right? I forget where you're at, sorry. Probably not. You're in the high plains somewhere. There is definitely some gusty winds for sure. And that's bringing in the cooler temperatures out of the north. It is going to be awfully cold really early Monday. Look at this. Up here in the Dakotas, negative 40, negative 45 degrees. It's going to feel like negative 60 degrees. In fact, there are not wind chill warnings, but extreme cold watches. And boy, look at all the warnings happening across the east with this winter storm. Pretty crazy, I'll tell you. And look at all the flood warnings happening in Kentucky. It's just so much going on. A lot of active weather going on. And it's part of this winter storm that is going to continue to intensify. It's going to get worse before it gets better. This is just the beginning of it, and look at how this develops. And then the backside of that storm rolls on through. Even some lake effect snow, lovely. So yeah, this storm is going to be out of the area by pretty much by Monday. It's really only Sunday that there's going to be a lot of heavy snow and ice up there in the extreme northeast. This is a fast mover. System is hauling. It's hauling quick. And after that goes through, won't be long before we have to keep an eye on our next snowstorm, which is still trending on the models. And I'll more than likely have a video on that on Monday. Glad it rained here earlier today. Glad it wasn't snow. Okay, you're in Oklahoma, east of Tulsa. Okay, there was someone that lives in Alaska, in Fairbanks. And I thought you were one of the people that lived there, so. Yeah, so yeah, there's that north wind. Guess who's going to be in the chat tonight, folks? Ethan B., our severe weather expert. With that being said, that means I'll probably be on a little longer than I thought. But yeah, definitely some gusty winds behind this system. And even out ahead of it, we're looking at some high winds too. Probably are hearing it if you're in Tennessee, eastern Tennessee. Blowing pretty good there. Winds 25 to 35 right now with gusts over 40 to 50 miles an hour. So, yeah, he's going to be here. But yeah, that's your cold front, and this is where we have the damaging winds along that cold front. And funny enough, this is the same storm that we had literally in California. Not this intense, of course, with the squall line, but shoot, we had some heavy rainfall and strong winds, and so you're getting our storm. You're getting our storm. Feels like Fairbanks with the wind chill. Oh, sure, yeah. Very cold. Very, very cold. This coming week, it's going to only get colder. Not any better. Oh, I thought Ethan was ready for a second. But yeah, as far as how cold temperatures get, yeah, check this out. Yeah, look how cold it's going to be up here in the Dakotas. Woo! Negative 43 degrees on the Euro, folks. That's the Euro. This is not a hype cast. This is the next 60 hours. Negative 43 degrees up there. Your apparent air temperature might make it feel as cold as negative 60, negative 70 degrees below zero. You will get frostbite if you live up here and you're going to be dealing with this. Frostbite could happen in as little as 2 minutes, or even if not sooner. Yeah, I'm being dead serious. The Canadian has temperatures even colder, negative 51 degrees below zero, and the apparent air temperature there as cold as negative 70. So, yeah, it's some extreme, deadly Arctic air. Probably the coldest Arctic air. Wouldn't be surprised in at least 5 or 10 years. Up there in the Dakotas. Hey, fly, birdie, fly. I'm feeling better. Thank you for asking. What's with the snowstorm? The latest on the snowstorm. You're curious about that, so that's going to develop across the high plains by Tuesday, and boy, this Arctic high be a strong one as it comes and develops, and then we start seeing some snow here in the Carolinas. Could be a decent snowstorm there. But fortunately, that moves off the coast of the Northeast. So no nor'easter for New York, fortunately. And then temperatures will moderate a lot more. But before everything happens, boy, this is going to be one heck of an Arctic air mass. Serious Arctic air mass going to be setting up. And it's all because this Arctic high that develops. And it drops down, reaches 1,060 millibars. On the European model, it's a lot weaker. But still 1,051 millibars, that's pretty strong. The GFS, 1,054 millibars. It's a very strong Arctic high that moves in. And that's what's going to bring in much colder temperatures. Get ready to freeze your buns off because it's going to be definitely a cold one out there. It's going to be very cold. Canadian going pretty crazy with these temperature anomalies, though. I mean, 70 degrees below average in one area. 70 degrees below average. It's pretty stinking serious. That is historic. Absolutely historic. And if this model comes out to be being correct, yeah, southern Texas could have temperatures in the 20s during the day with overnight lows certainly almost in the single digits. So yeah, get ready. Worst Arctic air mass in history is coming to the United States. And that is going to happen on Monday and Tuesday. Ice in New York? Yes, there is some ice in New York right now. So we're keeping an eye on the northern end of this line. Seems to be the more dominant one with the more wind damage. Trees down in Florence, Alabama right now. Emergency manager reporting trees knocked down and some roof shingles blown off because of that. So we are seeing some hefty wind damage going on up there across. And there's a radar hole. Don't got a good radar on this. They're saying 13 to 15 inches of snow here on Wednesday and Thursday. Oh my goodness. Let's actually look at the snowfall totals with that storm. So you're probably in, well, you are in the Tulsa, Oklahoma area, I'm assuming, right? You're in Oklahoma. So, depending on what model you actually look at, GFS is bullish, very bullish. The European model is pretty bullish too. Yeah, this Midwest snowstorm is going to be a big one for sure. Gonna be a big one. But what's really going to be concerning, though, is how cold it gets. I mean, come on. Like, down here, all of Oklahoma could have temperatures in the single digits Thursday morning. I mean, that's very far south. That is exceptional. And those temperatures are at least 50 to 60 degrees below average. So, yes, deadly Arctic air is coming. Can we touch based on the nor'easter? So you're probably referring to the current storm, right? That is in progress. That's not really a nor'east. Not really a nor'easter. But yeah, there's going to be some snow with that. And then the Midwest storm. That's the one that develops. Now, models handle this differently. The GFS is very bullish at showing the heaviest snowfall. Actually, the Euro. Let's go to the Euro one last time. There we go. But yeah, this is going to develop pretty in a hurry. Thank you, Mooney, for the $3 donation. I do appreciate it. So this is going to be the Arctic air mass that's going to cause a lot of problems. Strong winds out of the north. Wind gusts over 30 to 40 miles an hour. It's going to make it feel even colder than it already is. Factor wind chill values in southern Texas. I mean, look at this. Look how cold it's going to feel. Central Texas might have wind chill values as cold as -1 to -5 degrees. And then it's even colder. Look at this. This is pretty serious right here. Huge population. Could this be blizzard-like conditions? For sure. Oh, absolutely. There could be blizzard conditions with this snowstorm that develops. But we are still outside. Let's see what the NAM 12 kilometer, which goes out a little further, is showing some decent snowfall. Yeah, so southern Missouri, northeastern Oklahoma could get up to 18 inches of snowfall with this. So yeah, blizzard conditions, high winds, colder temperatures. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there is some blizzard conditions with this. And Ethan, you are here. Hey, Ethan, you ready? Hello, Ethan? But yeah, Ethan B. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of snow. 18 inches, perhaps. Let me see what the national blended model actually shows, which you're going to see a lot of that on the channel. Trying to make myself more unique here at using mainly National Blend stuff. So, National Blend of models across the southern Missouri area, up to 12 inches of snow is expected. And this is basically the super blend, blending all of the models together. This is what the National Weather Service uses. That's what your local weather office, the news stations will also typically use. They'll use this because it gives us a rough idea that most of the models are showing this. See what the National Weather Service model is showing, and they don't go out that far, actually. No. But I would assume probably about a foot or so. Oh, and I think he's ready. I'm ready. Sweet. Hey, Ethan. Hello? Yes, I'll talk about the Mid-Atlantic. Oh my. Yeah, this is, wow. This is a big storm for... Hey, my sister's going to get a ton of snow out of this. Hey, Ethan. He'll...
Testing, hello, can you hear me?
I could hear you loud and clear.
Evening to everyone else as well.
Yeah, Ethan, feeling a lot better after a very upset stomach today.
Oh yeah, that's always rough, but I'm glad to hear you're doing better with it.
Yeah. Yeah, it turns out the chefs at the Black Bear Diner did not cook the pancakes very good at all. They were raw dough batter in the middle.
Yeah, that can lead to some problems, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm glad I'm feeling better. Now, since the severe weather is it's sort of tamed right now, we're monitoring things closely. People are interested in what comes in for the Midwest. And before we get to that, Ethan, did you see how cold the temperatures are for the Euro model? Negative 40 to negative 45 degree temperatures in the Dakotas and Minnesota on Tuesday morning.
Oh my gosh, that's pretty cold. That is dangerously cold, actually. I have not seen that. I've been primarily placing my focus on the severe weather, that we've been having here, but I do see where we've got a lot of cold weather products going on in the upper plains.
Yeah, and to make matters even more worse, wind chill values on the Euro, Ethan, as cold as negative 70 degrees.
Wow. Yeah, it is looking like a big return to winter here when that Arctic blast comes in here this week.
Oh, yeah. And on top of that, apparent air temperatures, Ethan, as cold as on the Canadian, showing negative 71 degrees in North Dakota. I mean, holy cow, that's cold.
Oh, yes, it is. That's dangerously cold. That's cold enough to where when they say you can get frostbite within, a minute or two of exposure, they mean it. I've been in conditions that haven't been anywhere near that harsh, and ice was developing on my camera gear within 60 seconds of being out there. So, for that perspective, yeah, it is dangerously cold.
Yeah. All right, so let's go now. People are interested in what goes on for the eastern half of the nation on our Euro for that next, perhaps big snowstorm, big time. So as we move forward here on the Euro, here comes our next storm, which by the way, Ethan, we could have another big ice storm. I'm not kidding when I say that. Arkansas, Oklahoma, Pretty far south to see that this time of the year. We're looking at another ice storm. Lots of snow on the northern side of this. We could be looking at 1.5 feet of snow for Kansas, Missouri, northernmost Arkansas, northeastern Oklahoma. And then look at this system, how this develops, Ethan. Look at how quick that deepens. 1,003 millibars on Wednesday afternoon, or right around 2 or 3 o'clock. And then not even 24 hours later, the pressure drops to 980 millibars right along the coast there of North Carolina and Virginia.
Wow. Yeah, that's some pretty rapid pressure falls right there, and typically that's signifying a rapidly strengthening system that's indicative of a really amplified upper level wave. So that's something we would expect to occur with kind of these nor'easter type events. I don't know how it's going to progress in relation to the East Coast, but certainly we see that really strong surface low developing once it heads toward the Carolina coast on that run.
Yeah, and let's take a look at the ice, because the ice is a big problem with this one. Yeah, Ethan, you do not want to know how much ice could accumulate with this winter storm. According to the Euro, anywhere between about 1/4 of an inch to about 3/4 of an inch of ice, especially for North Carolina and South Carolina.
Wow. Yeah, that's enough to cause damage. That's enough to cause widespread damage. Once you get above about 1/4 of an inch of ice, you start to run an enhanced risk for power outages, tree damage, and impacts like that, along with very dangerous travel.
Oh, yeah. And on top of that, on the northern side, up to 2 feet of snowfall over Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, southern New Jersey is a possibility. Anywhere between about 1 foot to a couple of feet. So that is a storm that has everybody's attention once this severe weather event ends. In fact, right along the coast, Ethan, winds over Cape Cod could be between 50 to 70 knots.
Wow. That is some strong wind right there. It is a well-organized surface low.
Yeah. And then behind it, Ethan, if you look at my stream here, mid-level jet on the backside of that low comes tearing through at 100 and almost 130, 140 knots, according to the Euro model.
Wow. That is significant. Typically with mid-level jets, so we're looking about the mid-levels of the atmosphere approximately, like 500 millibars is what we typically approximate that as. Typically, when you have a jet streak that's above 120 miles per hour, that's considered significant. And what David's showing here is well above that. So certainly that could foster some energetic storm development.
That is a deep trough to the north, and that makes sense on why we're going to have that Arctic high moving in behind, which, by the way, some of the models, Ethan, want this Arctic high as 1,060 millibars.
Ooh, yeah. That's some pretty high pressure.
And that's going to be what brings in the much colder temperatures. So yeah, winter isn't done. Is not done. Now, I didn't show you guys this yet, but I kind of looked at this briefly, and it was this morning before I went to work, Ethan. The NAO is as low as -6, -7 on the index. The AO as well.
Oh, yeah. We've seen that. It's been the lowest from these observations that we've seen so far this winter, or this season entirely. And that is a factor that's contributing to this active pattern of returning to the winter weather in the northern plains and the stormy weather that we're seeing in the deep south.
What does the icon show for ice or snow totals? Don't even ask ice totals, because the icon doesn't bring that out. This is a 10-1 ratio. We are going to have much higher ratios with this, so please take this into consideration. It is showing only 6 to 12 inches of snowfall along the northern side of the system, except for Maryland, southern Delaware, Could see as much as 10 to 16 inches of 10-1 ratio snow. So when you factor that in, we could be looking at about almost 2 feet, which is pretty significant.
That certainly is.
And the icon is most bullish with temperatures, wants negative 50 to negative 55 degree temperatures in North Dakota, Ethan. And that's not even the wind chill. We factor in the wind chill as low as negative 70 degrees.
Absolutely. Very cold air. And I'm going to say that anyone who's in the upper plains, anywhere that gets in these cold weather products, which you'll have to stay tuned to your local National Weather Service office for those, you're going to need to take precautions ahead of time for these very cold temperatures, including obviously getting the appropriate clothing out, like multiple layers, covering your face as much as possible, your hands, but also try to make sure that your pipes are staying as warm as they can. So if you've got some pipes that are on an exterior wall of your house, for example, you might open up the cabinets to let some warm air go in there and let the sink run a little bit during the night, just so you don't run an enhanced risk of the pipes freezing and bursting, because that is a problem that we have in the cold weather climate up here in the in Indiana, but also throughout a lot of the region.
Absolutely. I'm surprised they're keeping it negative 60. I think we could have wind chills as low as negative 65 in some of these areas, which means frostbite could happen on exposed skin as little as 2 to 4, maybe even 5 minutes. So that is deadly. You will not survive this if actions are not taken seriously. Let me see this local area here on National Weather Service. Yeah, they're calling for negative 32 degree temperatures 7 miles north of Bottineau, North Dakota, which is really, really cold. See if we go further to the west. As cold as negative 40. Oh my gosh. Wow. Negative 40 on the National Weather Service. That's really, really significant. Yeah, wow. That is dangerous. That is so dangerous. Yeah, negative, look at this. Negative 39 degrees. 7 miles west-northwest of Ambrose, North Dakota. Calling for negative 39 with wind chills as low as negative 60 to negative 65 degrees. So even during the day, by the way, especially Washington's birthday, only a high of negative 17, negative 20 degrees. Even during the day. That's brutal.
Yes, it is. It's like when we get these heat waves in the summertime that it doesn't drop below 80 degrees during the night. You don't get any relief. This is like that, except of course on the opposite end of the spectrum. The cold weather comes in, and for at least a couple days there, it's just unrelenting, even during the day.
So yeah, in the high plains, it's gonna be bad. It won't be pleasant at all. And to make matters even more worse,
I want to. Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah, really quickly, Ethan, wind chill values in the single digits as far south as central, northern, even in southern Louisiana and southern Mississippi could have wind chill values as low as 5 degrees along the Gulf of America.
Yeah, it is something that we're really going to have to watch. Even into the deep south, you're probably going to be seeing some wind product or some cold weather products. They used to have it as the wind chill advisory or wind chill warning in certain situations. That has changed this season. We're using cold weather advisory and extreme cold warning now. But because of, like what David was saying, the cold weather getting all the way down to the Gulf Coast, you are probably going to be seeing some places, at least down to the Ozarks and maybe even parts of the deep south, having cold weather advisories with this.
Oh, yeah. And your area, Ethan, in northern central Indiana could have temperatures as cold as negative 10, negative 15 degrees Friday morning, with a wind chill value of about negative 25, almost negative 30.
I would not be entirely surprised. Oh boy. I better get the gloves out for that one.
Yeah. And if that was not extreme enough on some of the models, you all, the Canadian model, okay, from northern Texas all the way into, say, Nebraska, temperatures for you all, including you, Ethan, 60 to almost 70 degrees below average. Actually, I did see it earlier. Which model? Yeah, right here. Wednesday morning, some areas could have temperatures as much as 70 degrees below average.
Yeah, that just goes to show the highly anomalous nature of this. Even we expect these to happen during the wintertime, but one of this magnitude is pretty strong. This is like that one really memorably cold blast that you get in a given winter.
So this is going to be pretty bad. Pretty bad. Especially for Montana, for North Dakota, for much of the high plains. Yeah, it's going to be unrelenting. Unrelenting. I would not be surprised in a couple of days or even sooner than that. This whole map is flooded with wind chill warnings, wind chill, well, see, cold weather advisories, cold weather warnings. See, I missed the wind chill advisory, wind chill warning because that made better sense. The extreme cold warning, extreme cold watch, still new to me, and it's a bit of a throw off still.
Yes, it is. And here's an interesting side note for all the weather
Hello, Ethan? You there?
really soon, I believe. New mesoanalysis page. Yeah, can you hear me?
Now I can hear you. Yeah, repeat that again.
Yeah, just a little bit of a side tangent there. You were talking about getting used to new products. The SPC I heard today is going to have some new products coming out here. A new mesoanalysis page with more features, better zooming ability, and we're going to
What?
have a different hatching system for probabilities. Yeah, so
No.
we got some interesting things coming up. It's not on their main page yet. This was given to us by Roger Edwards, who used to work there until recently retiring. Um, but they will be at some point here in the future. That's
Wow.
just an interesting side note.
But also for the viewers that are watching, there is a new feature on the SPC already, and Ethan, tell them what that new feature is.
Yeah, so what we look at with the mesoanalysis here, this gives us a list of the parameters and everything. They had an update on this. You can click on point locations on the mesoanalysis, and it'll pop up with tornado climatology, specific point values for this given location that you've clicked on. It gives you a lot of information there. Recently, they added a photograph to that, which was very, very great, because now we can see a vertical representation of the wind profile at a given point location. But then, even most recently, a new update has come out that actually shows a skew T plot for point locations. And so that skew T shows us the vertical distribution of the dew point, the temperature profile. It shows us the important isopleths along that line that we use, or on that graph, that we use to calculate things like instability and relative humidity and all that. And it even shows the effective inflow layer. So it's a very comprehensive little thing. You can just click on a point location and it shows you that. So really handy tool to have, and I'm glad to see that there.
They don't give you any numbers, though. That's the disappointing thing.
Well, you can go to the point values table and it can show you some of the specific values, or you can look at the
Oh, I
different
see.
parameters on the actual page.
Oh, I see. Boy, the
Right.
storm out ahead of this line, Ethan, 0 1 kilometer shear is 41 knots. 0 1 kilometer SRH is almost 500.
Yeah, it's a really strong wind shear environment here. The instability is waning significantly. We've seen Cape go down quite a bit in recent hours, especially with northward extent. But the wind shear, which is a very important factor for driving circulations and thunderstorms, that is actually still going. So we do have, I believe, yeah, we got 3 tornado warnings actually that are still in effect right now. These are in Mississippi and Alabama. and none of them are on the ground at this point, but any of these locations, a tornado could spin up at any time because that wind shear is really quite strong.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I
And
wanted to say this too. I don't know if you've mentioned this. Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah, I just wanted to mention this really quick is that this has we have yet to get our first tornado report, Ethan, out of this enhanced 10 sig. And I remember we were talking 2 nights ago, Ethan. I said, "You watch. This is not going to be a really big event. It's very linear, really linear." And look at so far, it really hasn't panned out that way. Like it's it's going as what I predicted. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of tornadoes out of this at all. Nothing. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, we did. Well, yeah, we went into this with the anticipation that it was going to be a pretty messy event. The if you look at it on the face of it, you think, oh, there's a lot of wind shear, so there should be a strong tornado threat. And the SPC, they did issue that 10% hatched because of that potential. So that was a reasonable decision on their part. It's not overhyping or anything. That was a possibility with some of these thunderstorms. Um, but if you looked at the environment, there were a lot of factors that weren't really coming together for a more significant outbreak of tornadoes. We didn't have the prefrontal confluence to get these supercells going in a meaningful manner. We didn't have the synoptic support for it. We had a lot of parallel to the vectors of the wind shear and the frontal boundary, which is a really good scenario for getting these linear thunderstorm clusters. So a lot of these factors really going into this pointed toward a more linear QLCS event with some embedded tornadoes. Now, there probably have been a couple more tornadoes than what we've actually had confirmed so far. I know that there was one earlier, very quickly on the radar, near Tupelo. There was a little bit of a debris signature. Um, but the thing about these QLCS events, especially at night, is that they have to be confirmed after the fact. We don't have as many spotters and we don't have as good visual indicators that something is happening in real time. So this usually with these events, the tornadoes mainly get confirmed after the event is over.
Good point, actually. So we will see if any tornado reports do come in, but boy, as it stands now, nothing, according to the SPC. Nothing. What we do have instead, Ethan, is a
Yeah.
lot of flood warnings. My gosh. In Kentucky, almost the whole state is under a flood warning. And then you go down here in Bluefield, Richlands, Athens in Virginia and West Virginia. There are flash flood emergencies, PDSs.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was about to say is that, we talk about a lot of impacts from this current storm system, severe weather or winter weather-wise, but I think the biggest story of this event is this major flooding event that's taking place in Kentucky, West Virginia. We got like you said, flash flood emergencies, McDowell County in West Virginia. Also, for Mercer and Summers County, and then into Virginia, we got Tazewell County as well. This is observed widespread significant flooding taking place, catastrophic damage potential. A flash flood emergency is something that we don't see very often. It is a rarity among warnings. And to see that is a really bad sign, and it means that if you're in these areas, any precautions that you can take, any flood related actions need to be taken because this flooding is going to be very destructive. Unfortunately, we've seen a lot of areas, including some downtown areas, I think even, have been flooded with this.
Yeah, really bad. And to make matters even more worse, Ethan, according to the Doppler radar, this is 1 hourly rainfall totals based on radar only. Some areas have gotten a half an inch to an inch in the last hour, which is pretty serious. It's significant, really significant.
Yes, especially once you consider all the rain that's fallen throughout the day, because it's been raining in some of these areas for a lot of the day. That's why these flood warnings are just getting so widespread. And for instance, we've got Welch, West Virginia. That was one of the towns I was trying to think of earlier. Major flood stage is approaching its record now. It's at 21.79 feet earlier. Flood stage for the record is 22.1, so we're approaching that as well. Downtown Welch, West Virginia is flooded. I don't know if that's one of these flash flood emergency areas, but it is widespread and it is very substantial flooding. So if you're in these flood warned areas, flash flood warning, river flood warning, whatever it may be, take this seriously. This is something that is probably going to be the most impactful factor of this whole weather system.
Oh, yeah. Not only that, too, back to the rainfall totals over Litchfield in Kentucky, based on radar. This is not official, but based on radar, some areas have seen already 8 inches of rain. 8 inches, Ethan, and it is still dumping there very hard right now. Moderate to heavy rainfall still coming down in that area as we speak. So, my estimation is that some areas could get a foot of rainfall out of this storm. Not a foot. Possibly 9 or so inches, maybe 10 inches of rainfall before this is all said and done. Can you imagine that, Ethan? A foot of rainfall almost in some of these areas.
Yeah, it is really a big factor into that. And I know there was one time in my life where my location got 13 inches of rain in the span of one day, and the result was a record-breaking flood. So we're going to be seeing a lot of major flooding, obviously, in these flash flood warned areas, the flash flood emergency areas too. Yeah, we've already got. Let me try. I'm trying to pull up some of these gauge sites, but a lot of these areas are going to be seeing at least moderate, and then in a lot of cases even major flooding. And as we said, some places are approaching their record floods. We could see historic floods come out of this event.
And it's the storm, Ethan, that we had here in California. It's literally the same storm. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's interesting to track these systems. They have their origins on the other side of the planet even, and then they come in over the US, the West gets it first, and then the central US gets it, and then into the East. However the storm evolves, it brings impacts there as well.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, oh my gosh, yes, we've got a lot of major flooding, major flood stage in several locations in eastern Kentucky into West Virginia as well. Um, and it's exceeding the forecast. Location here, I'm trying to find the name of it. I am not really used to looking at these locations. This is in eastern Kentucky. Um, it doesn't give me a location note, but it was predicted to. I'm sorry, this page is not working for me. Okay, it was predicted to be about 16 feet. It is currently 24 and a half feet. So that
Ooh.
flood stage has been well exceeded at Baxter, Kentucky, is what that is indicating. That's just one location, and then you head further off into these flash flood emergency areas, and you've got major flood stage as well. And as noted, even some record floods being approached. Logan, West Virginia, the flood stage is now 16.75 feet. Major flood stage is 16 feet, so we have exceeded that there. That is a flood area. Looks like Richlands, Virginia. We are now into major flood stage, record 21.3 feet. We'll see if we get there. It is currently 6.09 feet. Major flooding taking place there. The main fact of all this is East Kentucky into southern West Virginia and parts of western Virginia. Major flooding is taking place, widespread major flooding. And even the moderate flooding goes back into Kentucky and southern central Tennessee and southern central Kentucky. I am sorry, I got my words mixed up there. So we got flooding that's widespread taking place. The epicenter of it right now is the Kentucky, West Virginia, Virginia area. That seems to be where most of this is taking place right now. Flood emergencies. But keep in mind, any of these locations in the flash flood warning, you have observed or expected dangerous flooding.
Oh gosh, yeah. And there are more storm reports that I wanted to show you, Ethan, or tell you about. There is a foot of moving water on some of the roadways um, in northern Kentucky, and the rain just started there based on radar. So we are seeing
Wow.
a ton. Wow, there is freeway closures due to flooding in northern Tennessee. White Rapids of Swift Water Rescue at 700 block of Brandley Hollow in Portland, Tennessee. So we are seeing water just rushing through some areas.
Yeah, it certainly is. We've got so many reports. I-65 South on-ramp is closed near, looks like Goodlettsville, Tennessee as well. So that's just showing how widespread it is also. And then further off to the north as you head toward, that's a rain report, whoops. I'm clicking on the wrong things. Uh, local emergency management reports water covering Long Branch in Rush, Kentucky. So we got flooding going on even further to the north there. And then north of Charleston, West Virginia, flash flood being reported by the public. Streets are flooded there. So it is widespread and it is significant. I want everyone to remember that. I want everyone to know that while we talk about the winter side and the severe weather side of things, the most dangerous part of this event might actually be the flooding that's going on right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So yeah, back to the severe weather for Tennessee, for Alabama. A lot of wind damage reports coming in all of a sudden with trees coming down. We have a tree falling onto a car.
Oh, that's not good.
No, not good at all. Florence, we got a tree that was knocked down on residents at 104 Mimsoa Cove in Killeen, time estimated by radar. So we are getting a handful of wind damage reports in northern Alabama right now. A handful of them. Which brings our number up to
Indeed.
32. 32 wind damage reports.
Wind damage is a really big factor of the severe weather event. That's probably the main severe weather impact from this in the Deep South. Trees uprooted or snapped, and even roof reported blown off just to the southwest of Lexington, Alabama. For reference, that is to the east of Florence. So, really widespread severe thunderstorm warnings going on right now with this, all the way from Waynesboro, Mississippi, northeastward into the looks like Fayetteville and Shelbyville, Tennessee area. So a lot of Alabama has these severe thunderstorm warnings along this line. And as David mentioned, widespread damaging winds are probable along this. The main part of the line that we're concerned about right now is near Decatur to Huntsville, Alabama, northward up to the Fayetteville, Tennessee area. That's where we've got these tornado warnings in effect. But I wouldn't be surprised to see a tornado warning be issued as well, just to the southwest of Shelbyville. Maybe, because it looks like a little bit of a circulation might be trying to spin up there. That's the thing about these lines. These circulations can spin up pretty quickly, and if not producing the tornado, can still bring some damaging winds.
Yeah. Now, we do have a new damaged wind report not long ago, came in south of Florence. Fire department rescue reports of multiple trees and power poles snapped down on East 6th Street near North Commons and Jefferson Street. Transformers also blown completely down in the vicinity. Time estimated based on radar. Power poles, Ethan, utility poles snapped.
Wow. Yeah, that takes some really strong wind, and that is, in some of these cases too, an embedded tornado could have even happened. We're not going to say that there was, but in some cases, you get these lines come through and they report thunderstorm wind damage. Come to find out later, there was actually a tornado involved. But I do want to say, too, looks like we get a new tornado warning as well in western central Alabama. This includes Livingston, going to be, let me look at the counties here, Greene and Sumter counties. We got a tornado warned storm near the town of York, moving east at 55 miles per hour.
Oh my
Also,
goodness.
southern Mississippi, yeah, southern Mississippi, actually, we do have a tornado warning as well. This includes the town of Purvis. This is for Marion County, Lamar County, moving at 40 miles per hour, but that's some rotation that's being indicated as well. None of these at the moment are being listed on the ground, I believe, but there are a couple of them that are in effect, and if you're in these areas, a tornado could touch down at any time, and we want you to please be taking the appropriate shelter.
Also, I hope I'm seeing this wrong. That is some really tight rotation. South of, oh my gosh. Franklinton, Ethan, go to the, there should be a tornado warning on that. I do not know how there's not a tornado warning on that. South of Franklinton in Louisiana, KHDC radar. There is a tight couplet on that. I don't know if you could see that, Ethan. South of Franklinton, that is southwest of the tornado warning in southern Mississippi. There's a pretty tight couplet.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. I do see a little bit of an anomaly there. Uh, we'll have to see what that does. This is a pretty windy storm system, and that can produce some anomalies that are a little bit hard to distinguish, but certainly that appears to be tracking along with the epicenter of the lightning. So there's a lot of lightning taking place around there, and you could see something develop. So we want everyone around the Franklinton, Louisiana area just be on alert. You should probably, obviously be on the lowest floor of a sturdy building anyway, because you got some severe weather happening in the area. And we're going to watch to see what happens. We just want you to stay safe above all else and take precautions, even if it's not necessary. You just want to be safe rather than sorry.
Yeah. See if there's any debris on that. No. No debris ball. We'll see what the National Weather Service does with that. That could be a tornado warning. There should be a... What's up, Day in Life with Rain, Maves? I think you just changed your name, I guess. I'm doing better. Thank you for asking. My stomach still hurts a little bit, but I'm doing better. Oh, actually, University of Southern Mississippi about to get clobbered with heavy rainfall. Let's go to that camera. This is the University of Mississippi right now. Live camera.
Looks a little wet there already.
Yep, even before the rain comes in. So we will all be watching that radar. See the other camera.
Absolutely.
Sure windy there, though. And temperatures out ahead of this in the mid-70s, so it is really warm.
Yeah, that was an interesting thing. It got really pretty warm and moist out ahead of this system. If it was a little more dynamic in the upper levels, we would have had even more robust instability, but as things were, we had a couple areas of Cape. That's one of the measures of instability we look at. It was about 1,500, maybe 2,000 joules, and then down toward the Gulf Coast it was a little bit higher even, which for this time of year is pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. So we're going to keep an eye on the line. Oh, behind the Columbia, getting some good heavy rainfall right now. Looks like some of the parking lot there is flooded a little bit. And a lot of lightning, so...
There is a lot of lightning taking place all along this line, which is another hazard that we want everyone to be aware of as well. Lightning is one of nature's deadliest killers. It a situation that you can't predict where it's going to strike exactly, and you never know. Even out ahead of the storm, where it seems like things aren't really getting too bad yet, lightning can strike well ahead of that and produce some serious danger. So if you can hear thunder, go indoors. That's the best advice.
Oh, yeah. And we'll be here tracking this for a while longer as this propagates into central Alabama. Got a lot of heavy rainfall to the
Yeah,
north, and of course, those flood emergencies. And not only that, just to kind of take our attention off of severe weather really quickly, we have a blizzard warning, Ethan. Blizzard warning in West Virginia.
yeah, it's interesting because West Virginia, you get into the Appalachian Mountains, talking about some pretty high elevation, and the cold side of this system is going to be a pretty active wintry situation. Even up into Indiana, we're going to be seeing a couple inches of snow tonight, and then further off to the east, it presents even more significant impacts.
And speaking of snow, let's see what it looks like in Indiana right now. Yep, there's snow falling in your
Just
area.
just briefly want to say, new tornado warning is now in effect in southwestern Tuscaloosa County, northeastern Greene County, and northeastern
Ooh,
Hale County in west central Alabama. So we actually have another tornado warning that's in place, west central Alabama.
boy, things are lighting up a little bit. Things are a little more active than they were earlier. That brings our number to 6 tornado warnings right now. 6 tornado warnings.
Yeah, it has that low level jet picking up. That can increase the low level wind shear, and that could lead to some more rotation along the line.
Yep. Yeah, so Jackson, Mississippi, we have that tornado warning that is in effect. South of Tuscaloosa, Mountainville, Colleen, Brent, got a tornado warning there. We got another one in Livingston, Denapolis, Forkland, tornado warning there. All radar indicated, but you never know. We could have brief spin ups, as what Ethan was saying. Very brief tornadoes that are hard to see at last minute. So that, therefore, wind damage is going to be important if there is a track of that wind damage.
Also, that circulation I mentioned earlier to the southwest of Shelbyville has been tornado warned now. It does not include the city of Shelbyville, Tennessee, but it does include Lynchburg. That's a tornado warning that has been issued for Moore County, northern Lincoln County, and northwestern Franklin County in Middle Tennessee. I don't know if that was extended up into that area, but that is Lynchburg, Petersburg, looks like the main population centers in this area. So that's a different circulation than the tornado warning further to the south. But that's a tornado warning that's going to be in place for another, looks like 21 minutes.
You can even see some of the road. Look at this. You could see some kinks in the line, Ethan. Not ahead of it, but behind it. Like little mini bow echoes.
And those are becoming more well defined actually. So we are seeing that pick up along this. We call it a QLCS. That's a quasi-linear convective system, and what that means is it's a line of storms, but it's got some.
Hello? Hello?
An
Ethan?
embedded area, a funnel developing in, you know, yeah, you got me?
Can you re-say that because you cut out? I lost you there.
Oh shoot, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Um, Yeah, this is what we call a quasi-linear convective system. That's QLCS. And what that just basically means is we've got a line of storms, but it's got these little surges of wind and areas of rotation along it. So with that moving into northern Alabama and southern central Tennessee, we're seeing those become a little more pronounced with time here. We call these bookend vortices, and the rain wrapping around on the backside makes them very hard to see, and especially at nighttime, very hard to confirm visually. So usually, we don't see the funnel coming down where we can get the reports from that in before the tornado actually, makes ground contact. Usually, we only find out that there's a tornado happening once it's already causing damage. So, if you're in a tornado warning, seek shelter on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and with the most distance between you and the outside as possible. And even if you're not in a tornado warning, be prepared for damaging winds to come in with this because 60 to 70-mile-per-hour winds are quite possible. We have seen a couple warnings even for winds above that earlier in the evening. So you're going to want to take shelter for that as well. Little kinks in the line, they can produce a tornado at very little notice, and that's why the National Weather Service has issued these tornado warnings to cover that possibility.
Oh, yeah. You can definitely, like one in Taft, Tennessee, you can see, Ethan, right here. There's like a little hook, little bit of a hook shape. Even on radar without looking at velocity. So there could be tornado. There is potentially a couple of tornadoes in this. So we will be watching this.
There very well could. Yeah, absolutely. You still there?
Yep, I'm still here.
Just want to make sure nothing went wrong.
Nope. But yeah.
A lot of wind shear in the low levels.
Oh, yeah. Big time. Actually, let me show you pivotal weather, Ethan, on the stream, since you're watching it. Is that there's a beta version. Oops, hold on. What the heck? Why can't I was able to access the beta. That's weird. You can zoom in. You could actually do zoom ins.
Ah, that's cool. I heard that they were coming out with an update like that, but I had not seen it yet. And while
There we
David's
go.
running through that,
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, so with this, I could actually zoom in. So let's go to convective allowing. And let's go to the deep south here. And so I can see let's just look at severe weather really quick. And we could bulk shear. No, I don't want that. Oh, storm relative helicity. This is what we want. So I can see what the storm relative helicity is, Ethan, and then look at with the zoom in tool. You can see this on your end. I could zoom in to a certain area, click that area, view sounding. And then
Man, that is really cool.
And then I can show you the photograph much closer in. And look at that photograph, Ethan, in central Alabama.
Yes, that's something indicative of very strong speed shear and some directional shear factored in as well.
See what this other one. Oh wow, there is some plotches or some splotches, Ethan. 0 to 1 kilometer SRH 550.
Is very strong. But an interesting fact with SRH there is it's actually not particularly relevant to linear thunderstorms. It's actually factored for a right-moving supercell. That's the calculation for the storm relative wind component
Mm-hmm.
that it's used for. So um, it does, however, still indicate we have an environment of very strong low-level wind shear, and those can be, even with these, squall lines, more susceptible to tornado development. But that's really interesting to see that upgraded version right there.
Yeah. Here's another one, Ethan. This is a tornadic sounding here, of course. Look at the photograph on this one.
Hold on, let me get back there. It had a commercial pop up.
Oopsie, sorry.
Oh, you're fine. Oh, yeah. That looks like a classic Deep South wintertime severe weather sounding.
And so you can zoom in on this and do a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep.
General update here too. Just wanted to say the tornado warning near Purvis, Mississippi, and down toward the uh, Bogalusa, Louisiana area, off to the west of Poplarville. Trying to get these names here. That tornado warning has expired, so that's no longer in effect. We don't have anything in Mississippi anymore,
That is good.
tornado warning wise.
Boy, it is sure raining though in the University of Mississippi now. Look at that rain coming down. Hey, easy cheesy lemon squeezy. How are you? Look at the rain coming down.
Yeah, that is some heavy rain, and we're seeing a lot of locations along this line that have heavy rain included.
By the way, if you all are new to the stream and you like the content, please subscribe. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Because we will be live here for a while longer, including live cameras as well downstream of this. Here's another camera really dumping there. And this is in Bedford Emergency Management in Tennessee. Yeah, Easy won't be able to join today. He is working 24 hours apparently, which is a long time.
Oh shoot.
Yep, he's working until
Oh,
2 or 3 in the morning. Or no, he's working until 2 or 3 in the afternoon tomorrow. Or today.
dang. Well, I salute you, man.
Tuning in from my break. Ha ha ha. 14 hours to go. Hey Ethan, how are you? Yeah, he says. I would not even stand working 24 hours. Oh my gosh. That has to be illegal. That has to be. Working 24 hours that's got to be illegal. Still raining pretty good. Raining good there. Not as hard as it was earlier, but still raining. And then, of course, we got this line.
Yeah, we also had a question here from Tiffany Scott. What's it looking like for Winchester, Kentucky? You've got a flash flood warning that's in place there, so a lot of rain obviously taking place. If you're talking about storm-wise, I've got to move my radar over there so I can see it. And yeah, so that area is, let me cross-reference this to make sure I'm in the right spot. I don't want to give the information for the wrong location. That would be very unhelpful and actually kind of embarrassing.
Easy peasy
So,
says not when you're working in the hospital, sadly. Yeah,
oh
people.
yeah,
I
hospital work is rough.
Yeah, it is sure rough. But I'm hoping you get off at
So
least a
Tiffany,
couple of days. Oh, sorry.
oh sorry. No, I was just wanting to say, Tiffany, if you're in chat still, Winchester, Kentucky, the main severe weather threat is off to the east of you now. So Jeffersonville, Stanton, that's where the main part of the line is heading. But you've still got some substantial rain on the backside of this coming in from the Lexington area. Gonna be producing some very heavy rain, exacerbating the flooding concerns. This is an area of what we call stratiform rain. It's kind of this really steady, broad region of moderate rainfall and it's got lightning in it, so that's still going to be a hazard too. Don't want to be out in that. Severe weather, like severe wind, hail, tornado, not very much of that anymore. More of what you're looking at right now is an exacerbation of the flooding threat in the Winchester area.
So back to the stratiform rain. So the rain that's happening behind this line could produce lightning still then.
Yeah, there is a certain electrical charge structure I'm still becoming a little bit familiar with that can happen in the stratiform region of these really well organized uh, lines of thunderstorms, and that can produce actually some rather vivid lightning, cloud to cloud, but also some cloud to ground strikes as well.
Oh wow. Yeah, look at all this deep convection that really blossomed. That really blossomed.
Taking advantage of what instability is there.
Oh yeah. And storms really have fired up though. You know what I like though is the flow coming off of the Gulf of America. If you look at this, Ethan, you can see there's no clouds, no surface clouds over the off the coast of Louisiana, but as that air moves over land, you can see these streaks of clouds, like these cumulus clouds, really bubble up.
Yeah, as it's coming over the land, we get that instability really come into play. It gets released in the form of these cumulus clouds, and we're getting much stronger frontal convergence. Like, I was looking at uh, frontogenesis at the surface in Arkansas earlier today, and it was very high. We had a very sharp gradient in temperature, and the resulting convergence was quite strong as well. So, as the moisture comes out of the Gulf, so as that moves up, it then encounters our frontal boundary, which is where the different air masses are colliding, and that forces it up and produces clouds. You'll see some confusion about that from certain people on social media, but there is a very natural and normal explanation for that, and that's what it is.
Yup. What's up, Tiffany? How are you? Whereabouts? I'm in Pryor Creek, Oklahoma. Oh, this is along the coast of the Gulf where you get these cumulus clouds. And it's like my simulation, Ethan, with that weather thing that I showed you when you get this convection over the land.
Absolutely.
And now this is due to surface heating, correct? Or what is causing, like, there must be some sort of heating taking place.
Oh yeah, there was surface heating today. There's actually a little more surface heating than what would have been useful for a severe weather aspect because some of this moisture came in kind of at the last minute, especially with northward extent. And once you get a really shallow, moist layer, any surface heating is going to start to try and mix that out and going to actually diminish your moisture profile a bit because it redistributes that further up into the atmosphere. Um, but yeah, we did have some strong surface heating, and that definitely helped to contribute to the cumulus structures we saw earlier in the day, as well as the instability, which is still in the residual form, giving some energy to these storms.
I love it. I it's just amazing how how it all works.
It sure is. That's why I fell in love with it.
But yeah, this is a look at the forecast. This is the 05 Zulu run. And this is pretty much right where we're at right now. So this storm is moving a little faster than what models are showing right now. Just a little bit. But it does look like it's going to be approaching Central and Birmingham, Alabama at around, say, about 2:30 in the morning your time. And then it's going to be moving into Georgia at around, this would be 7 in the morning with that line of storms. And then that moves off. Yeah, one heck of a storm. One heck of a line.
Yes, absolutely.
Also, some strong winds ahead of this, too. That's going to be the thing. Out ahead of this line, we got some strong winds to deal with. I've heard of snow nados, but I think they're pretty rare. Yeah, Ethan, explain about that. I was wondering about that too. Snow nados.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting if we're talking about like kind of the dust devil thing, except in the form of, it's snow blowing around instead of dust. That can happen under certain wind shear environments on mountains. We've seen some videos like around ski lifts. There have been some really good videos of those. They're kind of like snow whirls. They're not exactly analogous to a tornado necessarily, but um, they do have sustained rotation, kind of like a tornado. It is a vortex after all, and they do share those similarities. There can actually be, under very, very rare circumstances, there might be a couple of cases in which there's some residual snow left on the ground, and a supercell is able to, or some form of storm, some updraft is able to actually produce a tornado of some form, and it comes over that area where the snow is. That's a very, very, very unusual thing for us because usually snow on the ground results in significant cooling at the surface and indicates that you've got a lot of stability. But there can be these cold core thunderstorms, for instance. They form underneath these really cold pockets of air aloft, and usually the surface temperatures are a little bit cooler there, so maybe that can make things a little more probable in that regard. Or you can get these systems where it has snowed beforehand, and you get some really, really energetic storm system move through that brings a lot of dynamics in. That can bring some supercell risk, and maybe the warmth and the moisture can overcome that snow that's left on the ground. But oftentimes, any snow is meaning that it's going to be pretty darn cold for tornadoes. So it's a very, very, very rare situation in which an actual tornado can occur with snow on the ground, but it has happened before. Very, very rarely, though.
Yeah. So I love Ethan here. Learning myself. I'm learning just like everyone else is. But yeah,
Oh, I like to talk about it.
oh yeah. But yeah, Ethan, when you look at my stream here, big time snowstorm across the extreme northeast and southern Canada. Even on the back side of this, we're looking at that heavy snowfall, which is why there is a blizzard warning out for Virginia And some of those mountainous areas could see about a foot of snow by the time this is all said and done. Because that orographic flow.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, though, those winds, especially off the coast of the mid-Atlantic, pretty strong, actually. We were looking at wind gusts in the wake of this in the 50s, 50 to 60 mile an hour winds coming out of the west. That offshore flow going to be really strong. And that's going to lead to those damaging winds, perhaps. Which, by the way, Ethan, this low over Maine deepens down to 969 millibars. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yep, I can hear you now.
I'm still here. I'm just responding to some questions and stuff.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to let you know that surface low could deepen to 969 millibars in the next 29 hours over Maine.
Holy cow. That is deep.
Yeah.
That is really deep, actually. Low pressure tends to lead to some really disturbed weather. We'll just say that.
Oh, yeah. And let's see what this means at the surface when it comes to inches in mercury. Yeah, so Maine 30.15 and then dropping all the way down quickly tomorrow. And that low gets pressures, Ethan, in that system. So literally from 9 a.m., Ethan, in northeastern Maine, 2983 by 9 p.m. at night, so in about 12 hours, pressure drops down to 2868 inches in mercury.
Wow, yeah, that is a pretty sharp drop there. And that's indicating a strong, not only a strong low pressure system, but as David said, a rapidly organizing one as well. And that is usually an indication that we've got a very energetic wave aloft.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Big time. Even Mount Washington, Ethan, could have gusts over 150 miles an hour, perhaps.
You know, it seems like they don't get a day of good weather up there.
Let's see if they updated it. Interesting. Oh, yeah, right here. Get this, Ethan. On Washington's birthday, hence its name, Mount Washington. So there's a 40% chance of snow showers, cloudy and cold with a high near -3. Wind chill values as low as -52. And you're probably wondering, -52? Well, that's because it's going to be very windy with a west wind, 95 to 105 miles an hour, decreasing down to 85 to 95 in the morning. Winds could gust, Ethan, over 130 miles an hour.
Oh my gosh. That is incredible. I would actually kind of like to experience that. It sounds weird to say it. I'd kind of like to experience that.
And then Monday night, wind gusts as high at Monday night, West winds 95 to 110 miles an hour, increasing to 105 to 115 miles an hour after midnight. Winds could gust as high as 135 to as high as 150 miles an hour.
Yeah, that is absolutely insane. It's funny, as bad as the impacts are when the system moves through New England or the Mid-Atlantic, usually at that location, it's a lot worse.
I dare you guys to go to Mount Washington.
There.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
I still hear you. Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, even on the Storm app, Ethan, on the Storm app that I have on my phone, it calls for 118 mile an hour winds Monday night into Tuesday morning with a temperature, get this, negative 20 degrees. Air temperature, negative 20, not wind chill.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. That will do it. Um, Tornado warning update. We do actually have a tornado warning again in southern Mississippi, very far southern Mississippi, north of Poplarville, actually. Tornado warning that is for northern Pearl River County. The Louisiana portion of it in Washington Parish has expired, so that's no longer a problem. Then further up into central Alabama, we've got some tornado warnings just north of Demopolis, going into the Greensboro and New Bern area. So that's a tornado warning for about 23 more minutes. That's southern Hale County in Alabama. North of there, we got a tornado warning as well. It's got 8 minutes left. We'll see if they do anything with that. South central Tuscaloosa, northeastern Hale County is still going on. And lastly, we got a couple tornado warnings up 38 more minutes on this one, so it's got a while to go for portions of Jackson, Madison, Lincoln counties, also Franklin counties as well, as we head into southern Tennessee. And then Lynchburg, 37 more minutes to go on the tornado warning for Moore County, southeastern Lincoln County, and central Franklin counties. None of these are listed as confirmed tornadoes at this time, but again, we urge you to please take shelter as though a tornado was on the ground because they can come up rather quickly under these situations.
All right, couple of people in the chat. Here. Jay Santos, to my understanding, low pressure systems turn counterclockwise and high pressure systems turn clockwise. That is correct. That is correct. Yep, Jay Santos. In the northern hemisphere, but in the southern hemisphere, it's reversed. Easy peasy, Ethan, if you can tell David to... Yeah, so I will message you easy peasy when I'm done streaming. Yes, I will make sure to message you. Oh, here's a fun fact, Ethan. It will be so cold in the northern plains, including for Mount Washington, that motor oil will freeze at negative 50 below zero.
Man, I don't know how you can live up there in places like that.
Yeah. Santa must have camped out on Mount Washington. Oh my gosh, you're funny, David Potter. Okay, I know we need more data, but how much snow do you think Lynchburg, Virginia will get with the next snowstorm? So that is in Virginia. My rough guess for your area, you could see 1 to 2 feet of snow with the next winter storm. That will be for the 19th and the 20th of February. So that's for the second snowstorm that's going to be moving in. Big time. But I love you guys. Thanks for being here. Even so I didn't feel so well today. I feel a little bit better now, actually. Even before I started, well, during my stream, I had a few pockets where I wasn't feeling really well. Now I'm feeling a little bit better, so.
Yeah, that's good. Must be getting out of your system.
Yep.
Oh, look at that rain.
Oh yeah. Also, some good news, a good compliment on my channel here. Skitty says, at least this is one of a peaceful chat, not gonna lie. Yeah, well, I don't have as many people watching as other channels. That's more likely why. Compared to other YouTubers that have like 50,000 people watching, they're gonna have more people in their chat, naturally. I will, Magic Moon. But yeah, if you guys are enjoying the stream, please don't forget to hit the like button. We've yet to hit 100 likes. Come on, folks. Also, subscribe to the channel, please. Yes, Ethan has chased tornadoes in the past. Yes.
Yeah, mainly a lot of Indiana storms. Strongest tornado I've chased was an EF3 multi-vortex cone. But yeah, I have chased a bunch of different kinds of storms, including tornadoes, over the years.
One of these days, Ethan, if there's a severe weather event or even an outbreak in Indiana and you're out storm chasing, you gotta do the since you have a phone, right? You can have a dashboard camera,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you can showcase.
Get, yeah, get you some live footage.
Man, we have 6 tornado warnings still ongoing. Pretty crazy, actually. Oh my
Yeah, we
gosh.
do. There was a new. I'm sorry?
Look how heavy this rain is on the camera. Oh my gosh, Ethan. Look how hard it's pouring. This is in southern Tennessee along that line. You can't see anything.
Wow.
Look at
Oh,
this.
that is concerning. That's a big drop in visibility, and that's very heavy rainfall rate.
That's not snow, that's rain. That is rain actually falling.
It's going at quite an angle too, so we probably got some gusty winds at least happening there.
Yeah, that is some very heavy rainfall. I'll show you the snow here
Just
in
want to say
just...
too, you mentioned there's. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Just want to quickly say, you said there were 6 tornado warnings. Yes, there was a new one issued for central Perry County in central Alabama. This is moving.
Hello?
East at 6. Yeah, hello.
All right. Okay. I got an emergency storm report right now, Ethan. I know you want to read your warning. This came in not long ago at all. Just in Moundville, okay, near Moundville. This is 1 mile northwest of Moundville Airport. A tree was blown down onto a residence with people trapped. Status of injuries, if any, unknown at this time. So we have people trapped. Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Oh, that is never good.
That's that is that is serious. So we have people trapped in Moundville because of that storm report of wind damage. Holy smokes. Probably even a tornado. I'm not surprised. The way that sounds, that could be tornado damage. Holy smokes.
Yeah, it very well could be.
So to repeat,
That is something that we often see.
yeah. So to
Yeah.
repeat, a tree was blown down onto a residence with people trapped. Status of injuries, if any, unknown at this time. So we could very well have multiple injuries with that at the moment. with that storm report. And let's see what this one is south of Livingston from earlier. Tree and power lines down reports in Sumter County. So just trees and power lines down there. So this is pretty serious. We could have injuries, serious injuries on this.
Yes, we certainly hope the best for those who have been impacted. It is a scary situation, especially happening at night. Um, and we're very grateful for not only the National Weather Service for issuing these warnings and stuff, but we're also thankful for the emergency responders who get out there and help people in the immediate aftermath of this. I've been in the aftermath of a tornado, and it is a very intense situation.
Yeah. So we are looking at a live camera here in Bowles Marshall Denaub Electric Corporation. This is in Boz, Alabama, out ahead of that line. And you can see lightning in the distance. So we're going to actually stick to this camera for a little bit while I interact with you all in chat. Man, chat is so slow tonight and dead. Are you guys awake? Wake up. Sleepyheads, wake up.
Everyone's getting tired.
Yep, everybody's tired. I'm tired myself. Unless you're somewhere in the world where it's morning time. Well, early morning at least. Dalen, yeah, I know it's 1 a.m. there. I'm gonna, after this line rolls over this camera, I'm probably gonna head off. It is 11 o'clock here, and I need to get some sleep. Actually, need to take a shower and then head to bed. My stomach is still aching a little bit, so once this line hits the camera, I'm probably gonna call it a night. I know there's tornado warnings, but my life is a lot different than it was 6 years ago, right? Where I could stay up all night, all day, and stream. I have responsibilities now. So, unless Ethan wants to stay up all night and stream for me, no, I'm just kidding.
That probably wouldn't be very good for me.
It would be good for you. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm watching, it looks like a fairly tight TVS to this, just to the west of New Bern, Alabama. Waiting to see if we have any indications of debris. Cannot confirm that yet, but this appears to be a small, but pretty tight little tornado vortex signature.
On where? Which radar are you using?
The Birmingham KBMX.
Okay.
Region.
And that's just to the west of the radar, right?
Going to be actually to the southwest of the radar, down toward the New Bern area, or
Oh,
to the west
I
of
see
Marion.
it. I see it. That doesn't look very tight to me, or is it just me? I don't.
It might have been a frame. It looks a little less defined in this latest frame. It just updated. The last frame that looked a bit better.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's probably just straight line winds, but it could be a tornado there too.
Yeah, very well could be a circulation there, and that would be going toward the Marion, Alabama area, so please take shelter. Obviously, as we always say, don't wait to see or hear the tornado because this is at nighttime and it's a very rainy storm, so it's going to be hard to see, even in optimal conditions.
Oh yeah. That's yep. Thank you for saying good morning, Al, and good morning to you too, bud. Just waking up, or sure, you're probably gonna get to bed here soon. It's amazing that you all are here watching, though, even in the middle of the night. It's loyalty there. That's loyal. Loyalty. Loyal human beings. eyes watching the screen.
Indeed, and we are very grateful for all of you being here, staying up with the weather, staying up with us, and taking your time to listen to what we have to say here. We always
Ooh.
greatly appreciate it. If you're new, please subscribe. And if you're not new and you're returning, we're just as glad to have you as we always have been.
Yep. And we got some lightning going on this camera. This is in northern Alabama. Near Albertville. And there is a tornado vortex signature increasing near Walnut Grove and headed right towards this camera. So I'm going to see if there is going to be a... Oh, we're getting new scan in. Oh, that's getting tighter, Ethan.
Okay, which one are you looking at?
Northwest of Walnut Grove, there is increasing rotation. Wind speeds are increasing right out ahead of that. And there is a bit of a kink in the line right there. So that's going to be... And there's a camera that I'm looking at is right out ahead of that. So I'm going to see if we see anything on camera. No sleep yet. Laughing out loud, but we'll sleep soon. Just started to sleet and freezing rain here in central Pennsylvania. Oh, not good. Sleet and freezing rain. Get ready to lose your power, depending on how much has accumulated there. Sunny.
Also, want to give an update here with the flooding. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Sunny Shine said, hopefully you're feeling better. David, I am feeling better. Yes, my stomach hurts a little bit. I could use more rest, a lot more rest, because the way I felt today really just, it took a lot of the energy out of me. So I'm very tired right now. Gonna take a shower after the stream and then head to bed because I have to be up at like 6 in the morning. And then you know what's interesting? I'm going to be up until 1 in the morning because I work tomorrow night for 9 hours. So I'm going to be up almost a full day.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I hope the best for you.
Thanks. Boy, look.
And
Oh
as an
my.
update here... Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry to interrupt. Boy, the wind. Look at the traffic light. Look at the traffic light there, swaying.
Oh, I just noticed that. Wow. Yeah, they got some strong winds going on there.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Gee whiz. Oh, yeah. I just wanted to give a little update on the flood, too. I was talking about how some of these locations were getting record flooding. The Tug Fork River at Litwer, West Virginia, I believe that's the location. I've got a little bit of a thing blocking it, so I can't read the whole thing. But the current flood stage is 30.97 feet. The previous record was 27.4. So that location in West Virginia has absolutely broken its record flood by 3.5 feet so far.
Holy cow. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that just goes to show you the kind of flooding that we're dealing with in West Virginia and western parts of Virginia and even into eastern Kentucky right now.
Oh, I need to look at this. This is... Oh, Magic Simmer, I'm so late to the party. Hi guys, glad you're feeling better. Yeah, I am feeling better in some sense. Okay. Okay, here we go. So, is it Bluestone River? Maybe it's Bluestone. Oh no, which river were you looking at? Because you're using the forecast river gauge thing, right?
Correct. That is the Tug Fork River.
Oh shoot, let's look at this.
Litwer.
Oh my gosh. Okay. 30 feet. That is... It has come down though. It is coming down just a little bit. But wow. That is above the record. All-time record. That is serious.
Indeed, it is. Also, when you get a chance, Johnny Westbrook in the chat says he tagged you in a video on Twitter. He had a very close encounter with lightning, it seems.
Oh, shoot. Oh, let's look at this. Storm Chaser John. Look at this. Oh my gosh. 44 minutes ago. Look at the rain on this.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Look at that. Look how close that lightning was.
Holy cow.
One more.
Yeah, that is insanely close. You can pretty much see the tree that it struck.
Yeah, I'm going to actually quote it. Talk about a close lightning strike. Talk about a close lightning strike with very heavy rain. Wow. Oh my gosh. That is insane. Wow. That is close, dude.
That is...
Shoot.
Yes, that is really incredible. Thank you, Johnny, for sharing that footage with us. But please be careful.
Yeah, thank you, Johnny. Very loyal viewer here. Hey, that's the one person I could show the content on stream without any copyright problems. So, yeah. But of course, we got to give you some appreciation for that. So, thanks for sending that in. Was able to bring it on stream. That was... Wow.
That was scary.
See, Ethan, now you know why I don't like lightning, because you don't know where and when it's going to strike.
Yes, indeed. And it is a very powerful force of nature. To consider the heat that it generates, to consider all the power that's in it, and the fact that it's so unpredictable. You have very good reason to be afraid of it.
Yeah. Wow, Ethan, look at the rain coming down in northern Alabama near Albertville.
Oh yeah, you can see it blowing across the road.
Those traffic lights are like toys. They're just...
It really is beating them around.
Where I live in Texas, they have these storm drains on the street. So when the roads want to flood, they just flow down into these sewer drains on the side. Pretty cool, but it ruins my puddles. That's the thing. Honestly, I hate when it floods. But given the fact that California doesn't get much in the way of flooding, it's exciting. It's like, wow, it's good that we're getting all this rain. We need it. We need all the water that we can get. So, even so, I don't like flooding. Well, even so, flooding is deadly if not treated seriously. Sometimes I just like seeing it out there, like, wow, look at all the flooding, look at all the water. Because it's like, it tells us that we got all the rain that we needed.
Also, to address your question here, Magic Moon, is it plasma? Yes, the extreme heat from the lightning does create a plasma channel where it goes through that highly ionized gas and the electrons being separated from the atoms and stuff. That electricity flows through that plasma channel in different directions, and actually, when it goes back up, or when that this is a little bit hard to explain, but as the electricity, the electrons are flowing downward, what returns up to the cloud base is the return stroke, is what in lighting terms is what's
Uh,
called, and that creates the visible flash that we see.
Ethan, not just a visible flash. I think we just had a power flash off to the far left side of the
Oh
camera.
shoot!
I think that
I
was a
saw
power.
that.
We need to be we need to be watching this camera for power flashes.
That that was a power flash.
Yeah, because it
That
illuminated,
was.
it mainly illuminated from the ground up. Shoot.
Yeah, when we just
Yep,
for
there they
everyone's,
go. There they
clarification
go.
here.
They're turning the camera in that direction.
Uh-oh.
They see something.
When we talk about power flashes, that's electrical arcing from power lines being damaged. So this is either occurring by damaging winds, lightning, or in some cases even tornadic situations.
Oh, it's about to get there very soon. Here it comes, Ethan.
Now, where is this location again?
This is near Albertville. Oh, and it's going over the camera right now. It's about to pour very hard soon. Oh, was that another power flash? I don't know if that was. Maybe that was just lightning.
Oh, that was lightning, yeah.
Okay. Be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for any power flashes on the ground, on the horizon. I'm not leaving this camera. And this is near Albertville, Alabama. Here it comes, Ethan. Here comes a heavy rain. Look at it.
Oh, yeah. It's getting... Oh, yeah. You can see that.
You can see the sheets coming down. Here it comes. Yup. Here it comes. You can see it. You can see this wall of rain coming in.
Oh, yes. Heavy rain coming in. Also strong winds.
There it is. It's in the parking lot. Oh, it's crossing over the street right now.
This is coming in pretty fast.
Look at that. Look at over the road.
Oh, yes.
Whoa, that is really coming in now.
Oh. Yeah, you can see it blowing through. Oh, wow.
Wow, that visibility dropped.
Indeed it did. Heavy rain and strong winds ongoing right now. This is a live view.
Look at the wind shifting. Look at the wind shifting. It was coming towards the camera. Now it's coming kind of from right to left.
That is interesting.
Wow, that rain.
Oh, big lightning strike.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Hey, we got something on stream though. We got one power flash.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, now visibilities are improving a little bit. It's amazing how heavy the rain can come down, though.
Yes, and how quickly it comes in. You saw a car driving on that road with their flashers on. The visibility is being reduced within seconds as this is coming over, so driving in this is highly discouraged.
Imagining if that was a snow squall.
Oh yeah, then your visibility would really be bad.
And now look at it. Look at, you can see really good again.
Sometimes you get that with this leading edge of heavy rain. It blows through within a few minutes and then it starts to let up a little bit.
I don't, that maybe that was the squall line that went through. No power flashes with it, fortunately. Other than the one out ahead of it. Well, oh, that was bright. That was a good lightning strike. It's going to be on your end. There it was.
Yeah, still waiting. That? Oh yeah, that was a bright one.
Okay, let's see what we have here now. Chattanooga, nothing much going on yet. Let's go down here to the south. Still have 6 tornado warnings in progress.
Indeed, we do. Actually, a lot of these, and some of these are coming up into central parts of Tennessee as well. Recently, McMinnville, Tennessee, and this is for, let's see, the counties, Van Buren County, Warren County, White County. Tornado warning, so that's one that's a little bit further north than we've seen recently. Also, tornado warning remains in effect along the border of Tennessee and Alabama. That's probably not going to be in effect for too much longer, though. Of more concern would be to the south. So, Albertville, Alabama, we got a tornado warning for 22 more minutes. That is along the line, and that's for Marshall and DeKalb counties. And the little circulation that is a little more well defined to the north of that. Currently, it is just to the south of Section, Alabama, moving off to the northeast. And this warning is for northeastern Marshall, southeastern Jackson, and central DeKalb counties in Alabama. Now that's in effect until 2 a.m., so we still got a lot of time to go on this. And if you're downstream, looks like Sylvania and then Ider, Alabama, could be a tornado with that. Some damaging winds certainly appear probable.
Yeah, there's some rotation as what Ethan said on that, so that's the storm that we are going to watch. Some good rain
Yep, I've
coming
got
down.
correlation coefficient up.
Got some
Yeah.
good. Got the cold front that went through White County in Sparta, Tennessee. Temperatures out ahead of that were about 60 degrees. Now they're down to 56 degrees within the last 10 minutes. So temperatures are falling like a rock there.
Oh yeah. Going fast.
Yeah. How's everybody doing tonight? No more rain in the forecast for California through the rest of February.
Oh shoot, really?
Yes, really. Blocking Ridge, the stupid ridge, back in town.
Man, that sucks.
Yep, it sure does. Yeah, we're not getting anything at all through March 2nd, according to the Euro. Oh, looks like another damaging offshore wind event, maybe. Holy cow. Yup. Maybe another offshore wind event. We'll see about that. Yeah, look at Ethan. Look at on my stream. Did I play this through?
Uh-huh.
Ridge, 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 and ridge.
If you like calm weather, ridges are good, but if you're like us, we like interesting weather like rain and windstorms and stuff like that, so ridges are not quite your friend in that situation.
Also, very strong surface high, too. That's going to lead to strong winds in my area. We'll see. That's one run. That's one model run. The last run didn't show anything at all. It's what it shows in the extended. Oh, that would be a big flood maker in the deep south. Yeah, Ethan, don't you like when the GFS hypecasts and shows 18 inches of rain in southern Alabama?
Oh yeah, that's a little bit weird. Also, brief note here, tornado warning extended into all of DeKalb County, Alabama. So, several areas along that line could contain a tornado. That warning was just issued in that for the whole county, and it's in effect for another 48 minutes.
Wow. We have 8 tornado warnings in progress right now, Ethan.
Man, it is. There's a lot of little spin-ups along this line.
No wind damage reports recently, though. The last one was in Hanceville. Tree was down there on Northridge Drive in Blount County. So, yeah, it's actually more active than it was early on. When I woke up, when I started the stream, Ethan, we only had one tornado warning. One tornado warning. I'm like, actually, when I woke up, we had no tornado warnings at one point. I'm like, yeah, this is not panning out. But I was like, you know what? I feel like I should go live for a little bit on this. And good thing I did, because we do have tornado warnings. And this is ahead of what is going to be a very brutal week ahead with temperatures that are going to be very cold. And you know what? You know what? I was almost ready to say, man, I want to fly back east for that winter storm because that's on Wednesday. You there, Ethan? Ethan? I think he left or something happened. Nope, I cannot hear you, Ethan, at all. What's up, ID? Boy, since I'm off for the rest of the week of work, I can't though. I don't think I could. Is fly back east to Maryland with my sister because she's gonna get like 1.5 feet of snow and just go weather chasing. That would be fun. Yeah, I cannot hear you, Ethan, at all. I would have to get a flight. I think it would be too late to get a flight. I don't think it will work out this time. I would love to do it though. Because then it would get in. It'd be done by like 7 a.m. on Thursday. I would have to leave on Tuesday. But it probably not work. It wouldn't work out. Next time, though, I'll see what I can do. You there, Ethan? Ethan. I don't think he's... Yeah, he's having big mic issues.
Hello?
Now I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Okay, got it fixed.
Oh my, it's already 11:30. So yeah,
Yes, it is.
we're tracking severe weather. We are gonna hold on to this for a little while longer. I am gonna have to head off though for the night soon because I have to be up early. I'm sorry to end it too soon, too fast. But I don't think this is gonna last much longer with eastward extent. And actually, let me see what the Storm Prediction Center is actually showing. Which, by the way, Ethan, we are now up to 57 wind damage reports with one significant wind damage report. And that was, let's see, a 75-mile-an-hour wind gust in Madison, Alabama.
Gee whiz. But yeah, it's a very windy system, and wind damage is the primary hazard that we're looking at with this event.
Let's see what the Storm Prediction Center is saying here with their meso discussion. So a severe weather threat for damaging winds and a few tornadoes will move quickly eastward across the western and northern Georgia and across the remainder of southern and eastern Alabama during the early morning. New weather watch will be necessary ahead of the ongoing line. A mid-latitude trough will move quickly eastward across the lower to mid-Mississippi Valley over the next few hours as a surface low rapidly develops and moves into the central Appalachians. An associated cold front is located over the central Gulf Coast states, with an organized squall line located ahead of the front. A narrow corridor of instability is analyzed ahead of the front, with surface dew points generally in the 60s. In addition, RAP analysis shows a strong low-level to mid-level jet from eastern Mississippi northeastward into the southern Appalachians. Get this, Ethan. You want to hear this? This is from the SPC, and you're probably going to say, holy cow. 0 to 6 kilometer shear is estimated to be as high as 80 knots along this corridor, and relative storm helicity is very strong. This will continue to support a widespread severe threat over the next few hours. Severe gusts will likely be along the leading edge of the squall line, and a few tornadoes are also possible. Ethan, 80 knots. 80 knots. of wind shear.
Wow. I- yes, that is incredible. Now, 0 to 6 kilometer bulk shear is one of the wind shear measurements that we look at. It's often been used as a supercell predictor because in some studies, a good ways back, it was found to be a good discriminator between supercell storms and non-supercell storms. It was used to forecast them pretty well. So we often use that as the deep layer wind shear measurement to uh, forecast organized severe storms. And typically, values of that above 25 to 40 knots are significant. We're talking about 65 to 80 knots. Thankfully, this is along a squall line. If this was with discrete supercells, we'd be dealing with a worse situation here. We'd be dealing with tornadic supercells that would probably be on the ground for quite a bit. But thankfully, it is along the line. However, given that the wind shear is that strong, it still does pose a damaging wind and isolated tornado threat.
Yeah, and Ethan, based on my estimates, this line is moving east as fast as 75 miles an hour.
Man, I would not be surprised. It is going very quickly. And you see some of these warnings, how long they are, extended. That's because of the fast storm motion.
Oh, yeah. And I'm going to load this up because I think when we started streaming, this was in central Mississippi. This is already almost in Georgia. It is just moving quick.
Yes, it has swept across Alabama.
Yeah, so when I started live streaming, okay, no. So when I started live streaming, this was in central Mississippi, northeastern Mississippi, and now it's already into northeastern Alabama to northwestern Georgia. But I'm going to have to end it here by 11:45 because I need to get some sleep.
Yeah, you sure do, man.
Because I think this is going to be weakening with eastward extent for sure. I mean, parts of this squall line are not even in the tornado watch at all. So, please make a video tomorrow. It's very hard. Okay, so I work at 3 p.m. tomorrow. I typically leave for work 35 minutes before I start, so that would be I would have to leave at 2:25, and I'm not done with church until noon. That's tight. That is going to be a tight fit to put it in. I will see what I can do though. I will see what I can do, but I can't guarantee tomorrow. I will see if I can make a video, though, on that winter storm, that Midwest storm for Tuesday and a Wednesday. Maybe I will, because you know what? That is looking pretty significant. If you're not sick, yeah. But also, if I have time all as well. I know, well, based on one person, I'm sure you all are wanting me to make a video tomorrow, which is good. The demand is high. That's good. Supply and demand, really good. Hey, West, how are you? Yeah, Sabbath is on Saturday. Weatherman Plus celebrates Sabbath, but I really don't. What's up, Gaming God 13? How are you doing, partner? Welcome. By the way, if you are new to the stream, folks, this is your first time being here, talking with me and Ethan, answering your guys' questions, and you like the content, please subscribe. It really does help out a lot. Hit the like button and share this live stream with their family and friends on social media. We're going to be here for a little bit longer. We're now casting this, but I will need to head off here at least by midnight or a bit before that. But yeah, if you guys are enjoying the stream, be sure to subscribe. Anything for Knoxville, Tennessee, though? Yeah, Knoxville, Tennessee, you're gonna be talking about quite a bit of rainfall, about an inch to a couple of inches at least, is what I'm forecasting for that area. 1 to 2 inches, maybe 2.5 inches at most, as this heavy rain swath moves towards Knoxville.
Yeah, lots of rain with the system.
Yeah. Winter storm in western New York. Can you show that or no? Yes. So actually, western New York, you have a winter weather advisory. It's not a winter storm warning. So there will be some heavy snow up here, especially with northward extent like Burlington. You could see about a foot of snow or more with this. Northern Michigan, certainly a foot of snow is anticipated with this by the time it's all said and done. But yeah, winter storm warning up here, winter weather advisory here. So if we click on that, winter weather advisory, and then you got your winter storm warning in New York. Wish I could make these all small. It would be nice. But yeah, that's what it's showing. Oops, let me go to full screen. So that's what we have. Winter storm warning in pink, winter weather advisory in purple. Or lavender. Oh, tornado alarm is going off in Sparta, Tennessee. Or that was earlier, right? Yeah,
I don't see any new tornado warnings in Tennessee. I don't see any new ones.
probably a severe thunderstorm warning, maybe, is what you're seeing. We're projected like 7 to 10 inches of snow near Lake Ontario. Not sure how it's only a winter weather advisory. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. I don't know why they did not go for a winter storm warning in that area. Oh, Ethan, we just got winter storm watches issued for central and north or southeastern Kansas into Missouri. See what this is warranted for.
Oh boy.
6 to 8 inches of snow and wind gusts over 40 miles an hour. That's a decent winter storm watch. Up to 10 inches here was what they're forecasting. So that's ahead of the next system already. Okay, Ethan. Wow, all these warnings are coming in quick. We have now an extreme cold warning out for Watertown in North and South Dakota. This is for wind chills as low as negative 60 below zero. Extreme cold warning.
Wow. And that's pretty significant. You don't always see them showing negative 60 wind chills.
So, yeah, I don't like saying this, but this Arctic outbreak is going to be historic. I truly think it's going to be historic by all means. The worst Arctic outbreak at least in 4 or 5 years. How bad will
it's going to be anomalous.
Yeah, how bad will it get this week for Winchester, Kentucky? Winchester.
It's in the county to the east of Lexington.
Yeah. Winchester, Kentucky. You're talking some good, decent snow. This is good. This is good. You all are wondering about that winter storm, which means the demand is going to be really high on this. More likely, I might be getting at least 20 to 40,000 views. We'll see about that. The demand is very high. So Winchester, Kentucky, 6 to 12 inches of snow is anticipated, but you could see locally heavier amounts. I would say about a foot of snow you'll more likely see with this. No freezing rain. That's good. No freezing rain, but wow. Lots of ice with this one over the Carolinas, Arkansas. And wow, if the Canadian comes correct, Ethan, southern North Carolina near Wilmington could get up to an inch or two of ice on the Canadian.
Gee whiz. Hopefully we don't have that come through.
I used to live in North Dakota. Weather there is brutal. Oh yeah, it's going to be bad. It's not looking pleasant. Actually, with the handy dandy zoom on pivotal weather, which by the way, look at all of the warnings, Ethan. Literally, look at this. All across the eastern seaboard.
Yes, it is quite widespread. That's just showing how many areas are impacted by the various facets of the storm.
High wind warnings, wind advisories, high wind watches, winter storm warnings. Gee Louise. Yeah. So, let's actually go over to let's look at the European model. There we go. We got beta. This is what is going to be shaping up. Let's go to wind chills because that's everyone's interest. This has got to load in, so give it some time.
Yeah.
We haven't really gotten a big winter storm in Western New York this season. So far, usually we got at least one big one. Well, it's unfortunate. Some winters are just not your luck, Mark. Maybe this one will bring you some luck. Maybe. Yeah, so this is a look at the Euro, Ethan. Wind chill values, according to the Euro in the Dakotas, negative 55, negative 65, negative 70 degrees. It's unbelievable. Canadian is more bullish on it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, negative 75-degree wind chills in northern Minnesota.
That is insane. I cannot imagine what that'd be like. I really can't.
This is looking... Wow, this is quite cold. Yeah, negative 15 degrees in Indiana, wind chill values. And hey, in Toledo, Ohio, and Detroit, Michigan, negative 30-degree wind chills. Based on the Canadian.
Also, we got a tornado in Georgia. This is for central Walker County and southwestern Dade County until 3:30 a.m. Eastern Time. So just to let you all know, there is a tornado warning now extending into Georgia.
Yikes, yeah. So you got a tornado warning moving into northwestern Georgia.
Yep.
But I wanted to show you this before we get to more of the severe weather alerts. Okay, no portions of northern Texas, actually, while central Texas, gonna have a daytime high in the mid 60s, Ethan. Mid 60s. Actually, let's just look at the Euro since it's more high res. Actually, portions of central Texas will have a high in the mid 70s before morning lows dip into the upper teens, or no, lower to mid teens behind the front in the morning hours. Talk about a temperature fall.
Absolutely. That is a big time temperature drop.
And to make matters even more interesting, highs could be close to 70 degrees in northern Texas. This would be for, let's see what day this is. For Monday, okay, for Monday, 60, close to 70 degree temperatures. The next day, it's only going to warm up. It's only going to warm up into the upper teens, and then overnight temperatures in the single digits.
Yeah, really big cold snap. I hope that everyone's prepared for this. Get your cold weather gear out.
And not only that, look at the isobars on this, Ethan. When you see my stream, very tight gradient. Look at this. This is very tight gradient.
Indeed, it is, and that's an indicator that we've got some wind coming in with that as well. When we talk about isobars, that's a line of equal pressure, and where they're packed tightly together, you get a stronger pressure gradient force, and that generates stronger wind. So, when you see it on the news or on David's channel and stuff, and he talks about the isobars being tightly packed, that's what we're talking about.
Uh-huh. Let's see the temperature advection on this. Yikes! Oh my. Look at the cold air advection on this. Look how significant this is. 5 to 8 degrees Celsius per 1 hour, those temperatures fall.
Oh, absolutely. It comes in so rapidly with that front that it really brings in those strong temperature advection values.
See frontogenesis. Not much frontal genesis with this, though.
Interesting.
Well, I don't know how to
So,
really read this. You probably know more about this. This is 850 millibar kinematic FGEN Celsius 100 kilometers, 3-hour temp Celsius. So,
yeah, your quality is going in and out, so it kind of is blurry at the moment. I can't really see it very well, but yeah, I have seen that page before.
all we need to be interested in is it's going to be a cold one. Boy, very cold. I hope you're ready for it. I hope you all are ready for it. They are calling it for the roller coaster of temperatures, and you're near the Austin area, Magic Simmers. By the way, love talking to you on Discord. I've not been on Discord, but I will be on Discord a lot this coming week. A lot more. Since I'll have one less thing to worry about. But yeah, Austin, Texas, gonna be as cold as 15 degrees for Thursday morning. 15 degrees Thursday morning.
That is crazy.
Bundle up, Buttercup. Let's see. Bow Bells, North Dakota. See what this is going to look like, how cold it's going to be. It's cold as negative 42 degrees. Holy freaking mokes. You know what, Ethan? I'm looking at the temperature forecast. The coldest location in the entire northern hemisphere is actually going to be in North Dakota and in portions of Saskatchewan and Manitoba, Canada in the next 7 days.
Oh, yeah. Sorry if I seem distracted. I'm trying to find latest warning information here.
Yeah. We're down at 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. Or no, not 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. We're down at 2 tornado warnings. So I'm going to end this at midnight, I think. I think it will be the perfect time to do it, fortunately. Yeah, you get some crazy weather down there. Magic simmers. Not here in California. Unless it's an atmospheric river, then we get a lot of rainfall. I wish we would get more rain, though. We don't stop here. We got to get more. 8 inches of snow in Austin. Wow, that is substantial. In Texas, that far south in Texas, that is impressive. Well, yeah, it was with that.
Here we have a. I'm sorry.
Don't say there's another tornado warning, please, Ethan. Don't.
Yeah, there is, unfortunately. This is a new tornado warning in Alabama. This is for northern Coosa County. I believe that's how you say that. This is until 2:45 a.m. Central Time, and this is moving east at 65 miles per hour. This is a circulation that's along the line, so it is moving fast.
Not as fast as a severe thunderstorm warning in northwestern Georgia, moving at 70 miles an hour.
You whiz. About some fast storm motions on these.
This whole line is booking at 70 miles an hour.
Yeah, it is just racing. You can tell the influences of the upper level system and the fact that this has gotten so well organized, it's pushing out at an accelerated rate.
Yeah. All right, you guys have any questions for me? Any questions? We'll get 5 minutes for questions because I am gonna need to head out, take a shower, and then I have to be up at 6 in the morning. I hate ending it, but you know, David's got a life outside of YouTube. If I didn't have to be at church so early, though, I would have stayed on here for another 30 minutes at least. Ooh, that is early, but I want to catch church this weekend too. Oh, by the way, you'll see me on stage tomorrow. All you need to do is go to click this link right up here. That's the church that I go to. And I will be on stage tomorrow.
That's very cool.
Yeah. Get some rest. Thank you for being here. You're very welcome, Tiffany. By the way, I might have a video out tomorrow afternoon before I head to work, so that's not a guarantee. So don't expect anything from me tomorrow. For those that are wondering, is David going to upload or not? If I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. It's just a time crunch between church and work. Sweet. I will definitely see you a lot more on Discord this week. Magic Simmers. I have no work after Monday. I'm free from Tuesday all the way through Saturday, the rest of this week. So I'm off for like 6 days, 5 or 6 days, something like that. So I'm all yours. Well, all of your guys's. I don't know how long this schedule will last, but if it lasts a long time, that would be great. But it's mainly because of school, because that way I can really catch up on my school. I was going to do an assignment today, but I was just not feeling good at all. So I'm back. I'm way behind. I do need to catch up, though. By the way, if you haven't liked the stream yet, please do so. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. It really does help out a lot.
Here's some good news.
Oh, what's the good news? Hello? Yup. He'll be back. Hello? Damn, what's up? Hey, Hurricane Lee. What's up? Ethan, you there? We're down to 2 warnings now. Keep those numbers down, please. National Weather Service. Hello, Ethan. What's the good news? Ethan? Hey, we got 105 people watching now. First time that's happened in this live stream, so thank you guys. What's up, Dinlow? How are you doing? Cave Spring, Georgia here. Cave Springs. So you're in Cave Spring, Georgia. Let's see where that is. Oh. You're out ahead of the line. Just right there. Cave Springs. Yeah, you are going to get a ton of rainfall in a split second. It's right in your backyard. Heavy rainfall coming in right now in your area in Cave Spring, Georgia. You're under a severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-an-hour winds. Wow. Oh my goodness, that's moving fast. Mic issues again, trying to fix it. Since we have 125 people watching, this is awesome. Maybe I'll just have to stay on a little longer. Someone ended their stream. I know that's why. I know someone in the weather community just ended their stream. Said goodnight before I did. So. Yep, I'm in my RV too, laughing out loud. How exciting! You're in your RV. How exciting is that? That's one of the worst places to be during a severe thunderstorm warning or a tornado warning. Probably a death wish at that point, if that flips over, that RV. Hopefully it doesn't.
Okay, here I am.
Welcome back. All right, so Ethan, what's the good news?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say at the time that unfortunately went out, we are down to 2 tornado warnings, it looks like. Yeah, 2 tornado warnings.
Yup. But someone is in their RV right now in Cave Spring, and when I heard that, I'm like, you gotta be... One of the worst places to be in a severe thunderstorm or a tornado is in an RV. So I hope your RV is pretty big and stiff and it won't tip over with the high winds.
Oh yeah, RVs not generally a good place to shelter. If you can seek shelter in a sturdy building nearby, that'd probably be a little safer. Just to be on the safe side.
Yeah. What's up, Greater Good? Welcome. What's up, okay? How are you? Coming from Ryan Hall, y'all's stream. Awesome, Ryan. Yeah, so that means probably someone in the weather community ended it. I think Ryan Hall, y'all might have had some shut-eye. That guy works hard, I'll tell you. He's a hard-working boy. Hard-working boy. And it is, this thing is kind of dying out a little bit. Not as many tornado warnings. We have 2. So the fact is that we still have 2 is a big deal in the middle of the night, where it is already 3:07 in the morning EST time. Which, by the way, we have 130 people watching this live stream right now, Ethan. Some people from Ryan are joining this live stream. So if you guys are new from Ryan Hall y'all's stream, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Yes, I made a late whatever you call it. There was a nursery rhyme. I was late to the chase. That's what I was looking for. But I'm here for a bit longer. I keep on saying I'm going to end it, then I just feel like I can't end it yet. Because we do have 2 more warnings left. It's a greater good again. Yeah, you're an EST.
And we do want to thank anyone who just came onto the stream, just arriving. Thank you very much for joining us. We're definitely glad to have you. Debbie asking a question earlier. Chattanooga, Tennessee. Oh, Darren, I'm sorry. I was first getting to the Darren. You asked Daphne, Alabama. When can I go to bed? You've got strong to severe storms coming into the area. Probably mostly a damaging wind and heavy rain threat. Lots of lightning too. They are moving a little bit more slowly down there, so you're probably going to be dealing with this for another couple hours or so. How strong that is still to be determined, but you do have a special marine warning around the Mobile, Alabama area at this time. And I will get to Debbie Shannon asking how Chattanooga is.
Yeah, really quick, yes. Sorry to interrupt. I wanted to let you know the severe thunderstorm in Cave Spring is booking at 80 miles an hour right now. It is moving 80 miles an hour.
Wow, yeah, these storms along these lines, they really rush out, especially once they've gotten to this stage of development. Chattanooga, Tennessee, you still have a severe thunderstorm warning in place right now, but most of the line is passed. You've got a tornado warning to your south that is not going to be impacting that area, and the severe weather threat should be mostly out of the area now. Where you're going to have behind that is some pretty steady rain and some embedded lightning strikes as well.
For sure. And boy, we got a power flash earlier in the Albertville. For those that were watching this whole time, got one power flash on stream. That was some heavy rainfall. And now this line, cannot believe it. It's already moving into Georgia. It is almost through Alabama. Well, not really. Kind of. Yes and no, maybe so. Still getting some heavy rain down there. Lots of wind damage reports coming out of this, though. I mean, we are up to... Let me see how many wind damage reports we're up to already. Up to 70 wind damage reports, Ethan, already.
Wow. It has been a very active severe weather day, mainly for damaging winds, but we've had at least a couple tornadoes within this as well.
I'm betting at least one or two tornadoes might have touched down throughout the event. By no surprise. What's up, Debbie? Shannon. What's up? There's some new faces in here. What's up? Debs, Dogs, Fleming. How are you? Chickamauga. That's a weird town city.
That's just to the south of Chattanooga, Tennessee, in Georgia.
Yep, you're done with the line of heavy rainfall. Now you're going to get the stratiform, lightning strikes, that sort of thing, which, by the way, lightning can strike in the stratiform type of the front, the back side of the storm. You get the convective nature. That's the heavy rain right here. That's this line, which kind of brings back vibes of California's little mini squall line events. And then the back side is where you have the stratiform. So you're not done with the rain yet. Even so, the heaviest within this line has went through. You're getting stratiform, moderate to heavier rainfall behind this, which will lead to some flood concerns. And then downstream, Dalton getting some good semi-stratiform rain. And then here comes the convective side of it. Getting new radar sweep in at this moment. And yeah, this is already... Man, that line was just there 10 minutes ago in Chickamauga, Ethan. And look how far past it's already. This thing is booking. Literally, the line is 10 miles away from that city. And it's already moving over Cave Spring right now. RV guy in there dealing with some wind damage, more than likely in his area. Don't be surprised if we do get wind damage out of that area soon. This tornado warning will probably be expiring very soon. And we will be down to one tornado warning. But yeah, portions of this line are moving at 75 to 85 miles an hour. That is insanely fast. This line is moving at.
Yes, it is, and that's why we strongly advocate, if you're placed in a warning, a severe thunderstorm warning or tornado warning, please take your appropriate precautions immediately. You don't want to wait for the storm to have a chance to get closer because then you're going to have less response time. These storms come in quickly, and most of the time you're going to be having some damaging winds primarily and heavy rain, but we do want to just take precautions in case a tornado happens to spin up, especially within the tornado warned areas.
Oh my gosh. Oh, look what Din Low just put in the chat. Getting some intense wind gusts now.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. There's a lot of wind along the thing. Also, asking a question. Debbie's Dogs, Fleming. Yeah, the tornado warning is still in effect for that area at this point, but as David said, most of it is out of
the warning
I'm
box.
trying to click on this to get the. I'm trying to. Get this, the tornado warning for southwestern Dade County is canceled. Got central Walker County. That's going to be expiring here probably within the next 15 minutes, if not sooner, because most of the activity is completely out of the box now. Now it's mainly just the moderate rain coming in on the backside.
We still have 2 tornado warnings in effect right now. We're about to have one. This one up here is canceled. I in my books, it's already canceled because it's out of the warning area already. So it's moving that fast. But yeah, we could get some brief spin ups along this line for sure. So don't be surprised if there is a tornado warning here and there. Can't believe this is already into Georgia. I mean, when we started tracking this thing was into Mississippi. It's moved literally in the 3 hours that we've been live. This has moved almost 300 miles. So this is...
It is incredible.
Yeah, it's moving pretty fast.
And that is a factor that you get with some of these QLCSs, quasi-linear convective systems, especially with these active upper-level waves that come through at this time of year. They can move very quickly once they get to this stage of development, where you do get some of these warnings listing the storm motion being 80, even 85 miles per hour in some cases.
Oh, for sure. All right, we just got another wind damage report in little town. This is near the Moon Sunrise 5 Points area in Alabama. Trees and power lines down in Selacaga, something like that. Weird names to even pronounce, tongue twister names. So here's another serious one. Out of Etowah County, emergency manager reported a couple of trees down onto home on Chancellor Avenue in Gallatin. So we are getting wind damage. Lots of wind damage coming in right now. 80 wind damage reports.
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly break in and say I have some news here. There are no longer any tornado warnings in effect at this that I'm seeing on my tracking system over here. All the tornado warnings have expired.
Sweet. We will be live here a little longer since we have 200 people watching this live stream. So we are getting a huge audience. So it went from me probably ending this pretty early to now staying on a little longer. But I'm probably going to at least end it by 12:30. No later than that. If it stays like this, if we don't have any warnings, for those people that are watching though, welcome. If you guys are new, share, like, and subscribe. I might have a video out tomorrow. I will have to figure that all out on how I'm going to do, how am I going to go about this with this winter storm that develops on Tuesday and a Wednesday. That looks to be a pretty significant one. Got some historic Arctic air that is going to be dumping in behind this. Got a lot going on through Wednesday, through Thursday. Weather just doesn't stop here. It goes on and on and on. But yeah, this is moving into northwestern Georgia right now. Lots of heavy rain, strong winds. We have 9 severe thunderstorm warnings. We're now down to 2 flood emergencies, so that's coming down a little bit. Almost 30 flash flood warnings. Most of those are in Kentucky. Boy, Kentucky's taking the win-win on the flood warnings at the moment. Hey, that's what happens when you get more than 7 or 8 inches of rain that has fallen. In fact, if we go to radar, some areas up there have seen more than 8 inches. More than 8 inches of rainfall based on Doppler radar estimates.
Yeah, that is terrible. And we have seen photos even confirming the impacts showing up significantly with this flooding. Those flash flood emergencies David was just talking about, this is going to be West Virginia, Mercer, and Summers counties, and also in Virginia, Tazewell County. Catastrophic potential on this, unfortunately. It is a really destructive flooding event that's taking place within those flash flood emergencies and within the broader flooding that's taking place across Kentucky and surrounding regions.
Man, 3.5 inches. They could see 4.5 to almost 5 inches of rain by the time this is all said and done. And this is this was this is really old actually. This is gonna not expire for a while, for another 4 hours. So they're expecting more additional rainfall overnight. Well, as that line of heavy rainfall moves in, that's going to be the thing to really watch. Yeah, my hearts and thoughts go out to a lot of those that are dealing with flooding right now. Boy, if I was out in that, I would be checking on people to see how they're all doing. Do some storm chasing, that kind of thing. But nope, I am miles away from that area. But yeah, northwestern Georgia, though, south of all the flooding, we are seeing a number of severe weather warnings right now, including a severe thunderstorm warning in the northwestern Georgia. This is in west central Gilmer, Murray, Floyd, Whitfield, eastern Walker, Gordon, Polk, central Chattanooga, and Bartow counties. And this is for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. And I'm not kidding when I tell you all this. This is booking. This is moving fast. Booking speeds up to 80 miles an hour. This storm is moving 75 to 80 miles an hour to the east, which means if you go east on a highway and you go 80 miles an hour, you're not going to outrun it. You're not going to be able to outrun these storms. If you go 90, then you'll be able to outrun it eventually. So, yeah, it is. My sinuses are doing fine. David Schlauer, keep going, man. You're doing great. Thank you. Well, I'm going to end this in about 8 minutes. I am being dead serious this time. Right now, there is no more severe weather warnings. I don't even think anyone's live at the moment. Hey, I guess that's the advantage, right? I started late. I could also end late.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone has ended their stream. Everyone in the weather community. I don't think anyone else is live. Oh, Nate is live. Wait, is he? Yeah, he's live. So, one other person. But I'm going to probably end it in mine, and he will be the only one left behind. Yeah, if you stream later...
shows that on this channel, I'm sorry.
Oh, Lee said, if you stream later when none of the streamers are live, David, it's low competition, so you'll tend to get more views. Yeah, I've noticed that. When I stream severe weather and when other people are live streaming, I don't get a lot of people. But once everyone ends their live stream, people just flood to my channel, which is good. That's what I like to see. That means, hey, I'm doing my job right. But yeah, there is so much competition out there in the weather community, which is disappointing because when I started my weather channel, my very first channel in 2017, back in September, I was the only weather channel out there in the weather community that I was aware of. Then direct weather started like 2 or 3 months after I did. Then all of these other weather YouTubers followed in behind. Only imagining if I didn't start a weather channel back then maybe there wouldn't be so much competition these day and age.
Maybe you're a pioneer.
Yeah. But unfortunately, well, I'm okay with it, but unfortunately I'm not the most popular one out there anymore. Hey, I have 41,000 subscribers almost, so hey, I'm at least somewhat popular, you know? You're very welcome.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Which I might have more advantage. Like, that's why I try to upload my videos later. It just depends on what other people have uploaded on. It's kind of hard to do it now since Weather on the Go uploads his videos at like 7 o'clock at night, and that's too late for me, so I have to kind of strategize and upload earlier, like 4 or 5 in the afternoon. Try to get ahead of the competition. Which tomorrow shouldn't be a problem. Okay, any questions, anybody? Any questions? Because I'm probably going to head off in about 4 minutes. Any questions?
Yeah, we had a question. Don Riverman has a question, as you see down in the chat.
Okay, I'll look at that. Riverman. I don't see Riverman in the chat.
It's asking, what does Dalton, Georgia look like?
Dalton, Georgia?
Yes, that's the question.
So Dalton, Georgia is in between two bands of really heavy rainfall. You're about to get the last really intense rain band that's going to roll through Dalton, Georgia in the next 1 or 2 minutes. So you're dealing with a lot of heavy rainfall. And it's going to rain pretty good for a while, even after that. Thank you so much, October Seasons. I appreciate that. Yeah, Ryan Hall, y'all, and Max do their videos at around 7 a.m. when they upload. Yeah, when there's a very, very big weather event like what we had in early to mid-January, I typically try to upload my videos at 2 in the morning. That might be a possibility this week. We'll see, because, again, there is nothing going on after. Actually, Monday, I might be able to pull one off. We'll see. On Monday, well, you know what, though? Then I get to bed. Well, I'll see. I'll make it. We'll work something out. Yeah, Dalton is getting a double dose. That's for sure. But yeah, big cold air coming in. We'll talk about that maybe tomorrow. If not, for sure, Monday early morning. I'll probably have a very early morning video out at like 2 or 3 in the morning. Because again, competition in the video marketing industry is what we all look for. So, is the jet stream shifting? Well, it's moving east. Yeah, the north is going to get a big snow event for sure. Big time snow event. Thank you, David and Ethan. Y'all are the absolute best. This storm should be hitting me in 15 minutes. Yeah, so in a couple of minutes, I'll be ending this. So when you receive a weather warning, please take it seriously, all right? Please take it seriously. But yeah, this is moving pretty dang fast. Gifted 5 David Schlotthauer membership. Thank you so much. And again, that's random, so I don't choose who becomes the gifted membership. It gives it out to 5 random people, right? So Tina, Clark, Avi's Jungle. Congratulations. You have 5 gifted memberships. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. I think I'm going to head off for the night. All right, you guys. Love you guys. Big hug. And I think that's really about it. I don't think there's really much going on. No tornado warnings. So that's the good news. So things have simmered down finally after a rough night with lots of wind damage. Maybe a couple of tornadoes embedded within that. But I might, don't count me on it, might have a video out during the day Sunday or Sunday afternoon, evening, followed by a morning video, more than likely by Sunday, or not Sunday, by early Monday morning. Probably going to have that video out at like 2 or 3 in the morning, something like that. Because, yeah, that winter storm is looking pretty stinking serious, very serious. Maybe a couple of feet of snowfall with that one. This is my new favorite channel. Thank you, Jess. You're all my new favorite. Even so, my stomach was upset today. Threw up once. Feeling better. At least a little bit better. Not completely better. Maybe going into the shower will help things out. And getting some soothing lavender on my skin will help. I'm so tired of the snow. Yeah, I agree. Well, it's funny. You guys were not tired of the snow in October or November. Now you all are tired of... Oh, I love it. I love how you guys are tired of winter now and snow. Some of you are. I'm not quite done with winter yet, though. I want to keep it cold until it gets too warm. Okay. Try oatmeal. Maybe I'll... Yeah, at church, where I go to church, they have oatmeal, so I'll try that oatmeal in the morning. All right. Love you guys. Peace out. Take care, and I'll see you back here later on today. Possible. Remember, possible later on today. If not, for sure on Monday, with an update on that big winter storm, Arctic air mass that is expected. We will get into all those details that you need to know about this coming mega storm and historic Arctic outbreak later on today or tomorrow. Peace out, folks. Love you guys. All right.